All right, guys. So it looks like Credit Suisse was bought out by UBS this morning. We're getting some interesting price action from all of this here. If we look at it, here's Credit Suisse has dropped all the way down to 84 cents. I'm trying to look up the news and kind of more information on this. But it looks like UBS bought out Credit Suisse. And there's a lot of stuff going on in banking right now. See, the SPY is still green on the day, though, slightly. So bear with me, pun intended, while I look up this data. All right, and then also Bitcoin at like 28,500. All right, so yeah, shares of Credit Suisse are down 59% in pre-market after UBS agreed to buy the bank for $3 billion. UBS, just on the announcement of them buying Credit Suisse for $3 billion, fell 12% on that news. But Credit Suisse is down 72% in early pre-market trading today. So yeah. Interesting market this morning. So that is the news right there. So but yeah, you can see the SPY actually still technically green on the day. Credit Suisse all the way down to 84 cents. Yeah, Bitcoin currently at almost 29K has been flying up all weekend. And yeah, let's see if the SPY ends green. We're going to do a poll today asking if the market ends green today. All right, with banking drops in pre-market, does the market end green today? Yes or no? Vote on that poll. Again, Credit Suisse down to 84 cents. Tesla at about 180, 179.70, just under that. Hey, what's up, Nurse? Beach Bum. What's up, man? Raphael. Hey, good morning, Pawn. Thanks. Appreciate Pawn. Pawn dropped the news on me really early this morning. So literally as soon as I got up this morning, I saw that news. Hope you all had a good weekend. How about those UFC fights, bro? Did anybody see the fights, dude? I was rooting for Leon Edwards, I guess. But Leon Edwards, he's a beast, man. He did great. He beat Kamaru Usman again. Everybody called it a fluke the first time, and then my guy came in and did it a second time. So, great fight, man. Great fight. Good for Edwards, bro. I guess I was rooting for him. Hey, what's up, Free? Yeah, man. Credit Suisse. Huge drop. this morning. Huge drop. Also, be sure to hit the like button on the stream, team, if you haven't already. I appreciate it. Bro, it is cold in my home right now. Man, I grabbed Credit Suisse at 196 and sold 216 Friday, bro. You got really lucky, Snow. You got lucky you sold it. I'm doing good, bro. I'm doing good, man. What's up, MS? Hey, bro, I hope you're still in that Bitcoin trade, dude, because Bitcoin has been ripping up, dude. Yeah. My son wakes me up every morning at 4:30 in the morning. Every morning, without fail. Like, he didn't do it today, but, like, it's like I got to get up for 4:30 for work anyway. And I think, bro, my son's exactly like me in that regard. Like, my son is like a clone of me in the morning. Like, what I do on the weekends is, like, I'll wake up in the morning, and a lot of the time, to be honest, I'll get up really early and play video games. You know, and I know how that might sound, but it's like, dude, I get like a couple days out of the week where I can just have peace in the morning, and I don't really have time to play video games any other time, you know? And so, like, I'll play a little bit of video games if I wake up in the morning and it's early enough on the weekend. So if it's like 6 a.m. on the weekend and the whole family's asleep, I'll get up and I'll play video games. The problem is my son wants to do the same thing. So my son's exactly like me in that regard, where he wants to wake up and do the exact same thing. But I don't let him, because it's not really good to get up and immediately play video games, as much as I like to. For my son, I don't really allow him to do it. I make him wait until 8 a.m. to play. Hey, congrats, dude. That's an amazing trade, MS. Hey, congrats, brother. Hey, that's awesome, dude. Hey, I mean, you don't have to donate big, bro. Enjoy your money, dude. Happy for you, bro. Yeah, it just depends. It's like Raphael says, video games make me feel like I'm missing out on life. Not for me, bro, but I'm sure it can be fun. Yeah, I mean, I don't know, man. I think it depends on what you like doing, you know? Like, I don't have the time to play all the time, you know? And I love video games, but I don't have the time to play too much. I wish I had more time to play. But like I said, my time to play is the couple hours when I get up on the weekends, you know? But yeah, that's amazing, MS. He said, I had 175 Bitcoin long. I keep scaling up as the price went up. I feel like now it will trade sideways, so I'm going to... Yeah, I get it, man. Congrats, dude. That's dope, dude. Congrats. Yeah, I'm in the process of getting my realtor's license. It's going to be a tough thing because, like, I'm going to get my realtor's license, and it's like, I guess I'm going to have to get, like, a dedicated phone line for my realtor services, because I can't imagine using my regular phone line here and giving out my regular phone number here. I couldn't imagine that. I'm gonna have to get my own phone number, that, and anybody that I deal with in real estate, like, I'm gonna have to make them send me proof of funds before I deal with them at all, because I'm sure I'm going to have a lot of people that just kind of want to hang out and talk to me, you know? And so if I put out my phone number, you're going to have a lot of people that don't really want to buy a house, that just kind of want to chat about trading with me. And so they're going to pretend to be interested in buying a house so that they can talk about trading with me. And so I'm going to have to make them send me a proof of funds or proof of mortgage approval or something like that, you know? But yeah, I should have my license back. My license should be back from expiry, so not expired, within a week or two. I love video games, but I feel myself growing out of it. I love video games too, bro. I'm not really growing out of it. It just depends on what it is. Like, I'm a very competitive person. You know, like I've always been competitive. And so like my way of playing video games is like competing with other people on something. You know, I don't have time to play stories anymore, unfortunately. And I love stories, dude. I really do. But like my way of playing video games is just like online with other people. You know, and I also use video games as a way to like connect to my other friends that live way far away, you know. Bro, like hey, thank you, MS. Yeah, man, listen, MS, I appreciate it, brother. But please listen, dude. Okay, I'm gonna put this in perspective. Okay, I'm not telling you not to donate to me, and I know this might be counterproductive to what is good for me in general, right? Because like obviously you donating money is good to me, right? So, but I make good money doing what I'm doing, brother. I really do. I make a couple 100,000 on average doing this every year, and so I do really well. And so keep your money, brother. Keep your money, man. Really, truly, keep your money. If you want to donate it to like, you know, some of my mods or you know, somebody. Or if you donate to me, I'll give it to my mods. How about that? You know? Yeah, dude. I mean, I do really well doing this, man. You know, like trust me, bro. I'm not getting up at 4:30 for nothing, dude. um, bro. So Twitter is sending me these videos, bro, and it's like they're sending me these videos, and it's about like pickup artists, like male pickup artists, and it's just kind of like, bro, y'all go somewhere, dude. Like this dude has no game whatsoever. Like I'm looking at this guy, Troy Francis, bro. Get out of here, Troy Francis. Like why are y'all showing me Troy Francis's videos, bro? I'm married, okay? Like I don't need to learn how to be a pickup artist. This dude can't talk to women if he wanted to anyway. Man, this dude needs to go somewhere. Like Twitter's showing me his videos and I'm watching it just because I'm curious to see what this guy's expertise is like. And this dude, like, he's nervous. Like, he looks awkward. Like, bro, go away, dude. Like, anybody that buys into this is just, you know, desperate, I think. Like, he needs to go somewhere, dude. I'm sorry. But if you're a pickup artist online, like, dude, this dude needs to go somewhere. Hey, thank you. Crypto FOMO. Yeah, market's flying up, man. Bitcoin at 28.3 thousand. We made a video, bro. Honestly, we made a video talking about how Bitcoin was reacting favorably to the potential, like all the money that's getting injected into the economy right now. Yes, no, I'm honestly like, if you really want to pick up women, it's not like you don't need some random dude pretending to be an expert telling you how, you know? Like, you just need to not be awkward. And like, you need to be kind of funny, you know? Like, that's all you got to do. Like, you don't need some random dude like this on the internet telling you how to do it. It's silly, you know? Because like what the reality of how it really is, you know, like I'm not trying to claim to be some, you know, ladies man or anything like that. Like I'm definitely not claiming to be that. But like the reality of it is the dudes out here teaching this are the last people that should be teaching that. You know, like you can look at the guys doing this and just realize that, like, bro, like 90% of these dudes are just kind of awkward themselves. And like, yeah, they're less awkward now, and that might be like a great thing to tell people. It's like, look how less awkward I am. But it's like, dude, like the ladies still know. Like they can talk to you for 30 seconds and be like, yeah, this dude's kind of awkward, you know? Like, why is Twitter showing me these videos? Anyways, it's just silly, you know? Yeah, for sure. I mean, honestly, I talked about it last week, but like the market is contrarian. It really is contrarian. Yeah, for sure, Kevin, 100%. You may think that all of this is for nothing, but AMC is more than a theater chain. It's a movement. Yeah, I mean, I get the AMC movement, bro. Like, I really do. Like, I understand the AMC movement. Like, I really understand it. You know, but what I'm saying is that the movement is essentially over with now. You know, like you got to look at the outcome, not just the movement as a whole. You know, so like during this period of time, as everybody was pumping up AMC huge amounts, right? This is AMC right now, bro. You know, like this isn't my fault. Like this is just kind of the reality of it. Like this is AMC right now. It's gone from 30 down to 4 in the last year. 30 down to 4, bro. You know, if you look at it over the last 2 years since the movement started, you know, it dropped from 72 down to 4. So I mean, and I'm in AMC. You know, AMC is one of those stubborn trades that just haven't cut it yet. You know, I'm not down much. You know, on my 3 swing trades here, I'm down about $140. You know, so it's like these are 3 trades where I'm averaging like $40 to $50 in losses each one. They want you to think that it's over but it's not even close. I know, but I mean, honestly, like, let me just be real for a second, Robert. Okay. The ape traders want you to believe it's not over, you know, so that you don't sell. Like the ape traders want you to believe it's not over. You know, the ape traders want you to believe that some crazy parabolic squeeze is coming. But like the short numbers, the float numbers don't really line up to that. You know, the float's too large. Short float's only like 20%, you know, so like it might squeeze, but is it going to squeeze enough to push all the way back up over the level where it already went to? Probably not, you know, not anytime soon, at least. Maybe it does. I hope it does. But I just don't know if sensationalizing it is healthy. You know, I think that it's been years since it happened. And so, sure, maybe AMC is a stock that you should hold for 10 years. I don't necessarily think it is. I think that there's going to be, I think if you just bought other blue chips like Apple or Disney or Google or, you know, and you have, I think you're going to have much better returns holding those stocks for 10 years than you would holding AMC for 10 years. And again, I'm in AMC. And I think you got to look at the writing on the wall to a certain degree and understand, hey, hedge funds lost billions in GameStop. They're not stupid. They're not going to blindly do it again. You know, the short float is not super high. You know, every stock has synthetic shares and naked shorts in it. Every stock out there, you know, but that's just kind of that's just what people are using to pump it up. You know, and I'm holding AMC and I hope it goes up. But like, think about it like this, right? Adam Aaron, 6 months ago or however long it was ago, said, "Oh, hey guys, you know, the ape divvy is the greatest thing to happen to AMC ever. The ape divvy is gonna save it. Woohoo!" Everybody's like, "Yeah, the ape divvy, woohoo!" You know, they do the ape divvy. It doesn't end up succeeding. You know, 6 months later, what does Adam Aaron say? Adam Aaron says, "Hey guys, getting rid of the ape divvy is the greatest thing ever. You know, we're gonna sell popcorn." You know, everybody's like, "Woohoo!" You know, so he just contradicts himself too much for me. But I hope it survives. I hope it does well. You know, I'm rooting for it, believe it or not. As bearish as I may sound, but I'm skeptical. SPY all the way up to basically 390s right now. Yeah, GameStop earnings tomorrow. We are going to stream GameStop earnings too. What you saying, bro? We're going to dump on crypto to new lows? What? What out of I just said made it seem like I thought crypto was going to dump on to new lows? Crypto's ripping up. It's at like 28.5 thousand. Hit almost 29K today. Crypto is looking very, very, very strong right now. How did you come to that? Yeah. Hey, what's up, Roman? Hey, what's up, relaxation while cooking dinner, bro? What time is it, bro? It's 5:30 in the morning here in Texas. Good morning, everybody. Hope you guys are having a lovely Monday. Yeah, for sure. Free my grandma. You hear that? Like, how do the ape was a cover? What they have done is completely webbed the financial markets, and they're trying to cover it up. But it's larger than they could imagine. AMC, it's just a matter of time. Maybe. What I will say, look, I'll give you some positive things. Okay, what I will say, and again, I'm in AMC. I'm a supporter of it, believe it or not. Right? I just think it's important to be realistic. What I will say is that AMC has one of the largest, most supportive communities of any stock. You know, I'm not saying it's the largest and most supportive, but it's up there. It's got a lot of supportive holders. It's got a lot of people who are interested. The movement is on AMC is huge. There's so many traders that are apes, and you know, I think that's a great optimistic sign for AMC. You know, it doesn't mean that it can save bad fundamentals. I don't know. You know, I think it's a fundamental thing that they're the ape traders. I think they're up against fundamentals, but maybe. Yeah, remember, guys, the Fed rate hike decision is going to be on Wednesday. Just got kids on the bus. It's 12:30 in Hawaii. What's up, man? 6:37 in Atlanta. Yeah, I'm in Texas. Well, Bitcoin. So I'm gonna explain why Bitcoin is up. So we actually did a short last week. We did a short. Miss Whataburger. I'm not really a big Whataburger guy. Whataburger's all right. You know what? What's good at Whataburger is the honey barbecue chicken sandwich. That is good at Whataburger. The honey barbecue chicken sandwich is, you know, that's good. I like that. The burgers are all right. They're all right. They're not that great. You know, they're okay. Five Guys is better. All right, guys. Market back up to 390.5s here. 390.5s. We'll see what happens, but market's still pushing up. What an interesting morning, though, man. We got Credit Suisse basically getting bought out by UBS. People are not loving this whatsoever. They are not happy about this. They are not liking it. Credit Suisse dropped all the way down to 84 cents, dropped over 50%, down to 84 cents right now. Credit Suisse essentially, Credit Suisse dropped over 50%. You know, essentially 60% drop for Credit Suisse here. Huge drop for Credit Suisse. People are not liking that at all. People are not even reacting well on UBS here. Here's UBS, the stock that bought them out. And you can see UBS originally dropped all the way down to 15.4 and then popped back up to 17.4. I think there could be an optimistic sign for UBS here. The fact that UBS is in a position to buy out Credit Suisse for $3 billion, despite all the stuff going on, I think it's a positive and optimistic sign. So I think the fact that UBS is in this position where they're able to buy Credit Suisse and kind of save Credit Suisse, I think that's a good sign. You know, now, again, am I saying that, like, we're going to get some good stuff? I don't know. I don't know if it rebounds, but you can see UBS all the way down to around 1740 right now, 1740. We also have the rate hike decision. We got GameStop earnings next week. It's actually a pretty volatile week, to be honest. Now, a lot of people are saying we do no rate hike. Now, a lot of people are saying we do no rate hike. Now, Goldman Sachs actually said they expect to pause rate hikes in the March meeting. So, the day after tomorrow, they're expecting to pause rate hikes. What happens to my puts on CS? Oh, well, you're rolling in money right now. Sloth, depending on when you bought those things, dude. You should be pretty solid. I mean, nothing should happen to them. They should be fine. So you should be up huge if you have puts in Credit Suisse, to be honest. But yeah, a lot of people saying they're pausing rate hikes today, potentially here. SPY going up. Yeah, SPY up to almost 391s here. Good for it, man. There's UBS moving up. AMC is trying here. Here's Tesla. So Tesla is kind of right over that 180 level currently. You bought them Thursday, expiry 324. Yeah, you should be solid then, dude. You should be rolling in money right now, to be honest here. You should be rolling in money. Biggest fusion of history on UBS and Credit Suisse. Yeah. We'll see if this saves the market, to be honest. Wait, I forgot to do something here. All right, guys. So yeah, let's see if we get a hold over the previous closing price. I would buy up something right now. Number one, it's still a little bit too early for me to do it. But number two is that, like, okay, I think this is one of those mornings where we could have some sketchy stuff going on. Um, you know, so like this is one of those mornings where, like, if we get some bad fundamental news, the market could just tank. So I think I got to be pretty nervous ahead of this thing. Hey, my guy 0 to 100. Thoughts on GameStop? My buddy reads Reddit super stonk, and I'm intrigued by the play. I'm thinking buying 50% of shares and long calls. Thanks. All good, brother. Thank you for the donation, man. So yeah, I think let me think of the easiest way to put this. All right, first of all, like, let me put up the GameStop EPS graph, right? So I think what I like to do ahead of earnings plays is look at the macro trends graphs here. Right, so we can look at the graphs here for macro trends, and I think this can be very useful if we look at it right. So here's the trends here of macro trends EPS graph. So here is the quarterly EPS numbers, and so the quarter EPS numbers, I don't really see a trend. They're mostly pretty consistently negative here, and they have been. So from minus 25 EPS, minus 21, minus 35, minus 50, minus 52, minus 36, minus 31. So this trend is looking a little bit better right now. But to me, it's still not the best EPS graph. If we zoom out here and we look at the same thing, but instead of EPS, we look at the same thing for revenue. All right, so we can pull up the same thing for revenue here, and we can look at the same chart and then see if we can spot some bullish, optimistic things here. So again, here is quarterly rev right here. And again, the trend looks to be getting lower and lower for GameStop. And so again, I'm not telling you not to buy GameStop right now. Again, and I'm going to preface everything with, like, look, I really don't know what GameStop is going to do tomorrow. I hope it goes up. I really hope it goes up. But I think they've got to announce something big. And if they announce something big, maybe it's good. Even on stocks, I'll put it this way, even on stocks that I'm very bullish on, I really don't like buying anything ahead of earnings. That's just kind of a gamble. Nobody really knows what the earnings numbers are going to be, and like the only people that are really buying up big option contracts or big amounts of shares pre-earnings are people who are just gambling, because nobody knows, unless you have insider information, nobody knows what's going to happen with the GameStop earnings report. Nobody does. Nobody knows if it's going to be up, down, or sideways. Nobody knows how the market's going to react to it. Nobody knows what the numbers are going to be. And so gambling a huge percentage trade on that type of reaction is usually just that, which is a gamble. So just be careful, bro. Like I said, I find much better trades in terms of reactionary trades. Like, I tend to do much better in both situations where I wait for the earnings to drop. If the earnings are interpreted as negative, I wait for a big drop prior to it, and I buy up the dip. You know, that has a very high accuracy rate for me. I'm not telling you should do it, but like, I wait for a big emotional, like, negative reaction, and then I buy up shares afterwards. Very powerful way to trade. Works really well for me. Or, you know, I just wait for the earnings report to come out. Or if it's positive and the market rips up from it, maybe I buy a pullback afterwards or something like that. I would just be very careful taking any position ahead of earnings, because it's just a coin flip. It's just literally a coin flip, and you don't know what's going to happen. You don't know if it's going to be good, bad, or not. I can't see any trend with regards to EPS or revenue for GameStop, and I'm going to be streaming the entire thing. So I'll be streaming the entire thing, and I'm not just going to tell you to buy it just because, you know, just because I want it to go up, like a lot of people are going to tell you. Like, a lot of people are going to tell you to buy it and gamble just because they want GameStop to go up, and so they're just going to universally, you know, tell you to buy, right? I don't know if that's necessarily the right move. I find a better edge waiting for the numbers to come out and then taking a position afterwards. But good luck, brother. I hope you make some money, man. I know that might not be the answer you want to hear, but it's the honest answer for me. You know, and I'd rather be real with you guys. Yeah, I think that this is an optimistic sign for UBS, considering they were in a position where they were strong enough to actually buy Credit Suisse for $3 billion. I think optimistic sign for them. They've got to be in somewhat decent of a position if they bought it, you know. All right, so Fed Jerome Powell and Janet Yellen said that U.S. banks' capital and liquidity are strong. Yeah, I think there's a lot of gamblers, in not just GameStop, but in all stocks that try to take these huge, big positions. Like, people get greedy, you know, and so people kind of like they get addicted to the rush and the gamble of trading, and so they buy up these huge positions pre-earnings. You know, they buy up these huge positions pre-earnings, where they're just coin flips, man. Like, earnings are one of those things where a company can have a great, amazing earnings. It can beat on EPS, beat on sales, still drop 15%. It can do terrible on EPS, terrible on sales, and bounce 15%. Like, earnings are one of those things where you do not know what the reaction is going to be, even if you know what numbers they're going to put out. And so earnings are just gambles. And again, I take much better trades waiting for the earnings to drop and then taking piggyback trades off of that type of reaction. Instead of trying to predict what the reaction is going to be. I think that's a very low edge position. I think it's just a gamble. Credit Suisse says sell AMC, predicts stock is headed to 95 cents in October of last year. Yeah. Yeah, adrenaline gambling rush is real. Yeah, 100%. I think people are just addicted to, like, I think people watch trading influencers make a bunch of money. Shannon Stone said she lost half of her money in this banking crisis. Bro, if you had half your money in Silicon Valley Bank, I'm not saying you were dumb, but bro, why would you have half of your money in an investment bank like Silicon Valley shares? Like, that just seems incredibly risky. Like, bro, you're going to put your money in something, dude. Listen, okay. You got, I'm going to assume she had about 20 million. All right. And so you got 20 million, you know, diversify that. Like, don't put it all in one bank. That's dumb, man. Like, diversify it. You know, put 15% of it in one bank and 15% in another and 15% in another, and just do that over and over again until you're diversified into 5 or 6 different investments if you want to invest in banks. Like, don't put it all in one. I mean, honestly, I'm not saying she deserved to lose her money, but like, what are you guys thinking, man? Diversification is the single biggest edge you can have in terms of protection in investing. You know, like, don't put all your money in one thing. That doesn't make any sense unless it's the S&P 500. You know, that's different. Squeeze play. He thinks GameStop can go to 500 to 1,000. I understand. And again, I'll to clarify, Zero, if that's the trade you're looking for, I'm not really mad at that. Like, go ahead and do your thing, brother. Good luck. I hope you make some money, bro. I appreciate the donation regardless. What I will say, though, is that every major GameStop report, and we stream them all, people have been pushing a squeeze to happen, and they haven't yet. Now, I'm not saying they're not going to happen this time. What I will say is just be careful for sensationalism. You know, it's like a lot of times people like that are just trying to make content. They're trying to be seen, and so they're putting out some crazy stuff. Maybe we squeeze, and I hope we do. You know, again, we'll be streaming the entire GameStop conference live here, right here. So we'll stream the full earnings call, the full lead up to it, the full, you know, reaction to it. We get thousands of people tuning in because we cover the data very quickly once it comes out. So we'll stream the whole thing live. But I will say, like, if you're going to take a position ahead of earnings, one of the more justifiable positions. And again, I'm going to preface it with like, look, I'm not telling anybody to do anything. I have no idea what's going to happen. Not an investment professional. I have no idea what I'm talking about. Don't copy me. Don't sue me. Now, with all that said and out the way, what I will say is like there's some trades where you could take just like a small risk where you could buy some options or whatever it is that you're okay with losing, money on, like buying some far outside the money options that you're okay with losing on. And then if you get a big volatile reaction in one way, you can kind of make money doing that. That's fine. I understand that. But what I will say is just be careful for sensationalism. Be careful from gambling, but good luck, bro. I hope you make money. Yeah, so GBS is ripping up. Well, no, I don't think they're covering. Well, no, it's not that snow. Okay, so like they're insuring not just 250,000 in Silicon Valley. They're insuring not just 250K. They are insuring everything. So they are insuring everything over 250,000 is what they're insuring. And so so if she lost half her money, I don't think it's from just having her money in a specific bank. Number one is that if you're really genuinely wealthy, okay, spread your money around, man. Don't keep it in one place. That's dumb. Personally, I've got much less money than Shannon Stone. Okay. But I've got multiple bank accounts. Multiple. All my money's not in one place. Okay. And I don't think that's the right move. But I think with her saying that she lost everything in the banking crisis, I think she has to mean that she invested, that she had shares of Silicon Valley, that basically disappeared. That's what she's got to be saying. I'm not 100% sure, though. Should I hold my CS puts? I have no idea, brother. Sloth. Good luck, dude. Do whatever you need to do. If it was me, I would lock in profits so fast at the opening bell today. But that's just me personally. Anytime I'm up big in anything, I take profit, bro. So good luck, dude. I hope you make money, man. Right, for sure. Yeah, but I think depositors, and that's insinuating that she's a depositor. I think depositors are going to be fine even over 250K. So I think they said right, they're insuring everything, not just 250, but everything. Right? I think that's what they said. And so I don't think that matters. So I think she must have actually held shares. Did I say the name wrong? Yeah, I don't really know what her name is. Sorry. Yeah, so the people who are losing the most money are shareholders of these banks. So if you had shares of Silicon Valley, you lost a bunch of money. You lost everything you invested. Say you had 100,000 invested in the Silicon Valley Bank in shares. You lost all that. That's all gone. Oh man, coffee is good, guys. Coffee's good. Yeah, so market's still over 390.50s. We did a poll today. We asked people with banking drops in pre, does the market end green today? 51% say yes, 49% say no. Sorry to hear that daily grind. Sorry to hear that, brother. No, I haven't really opened any trades today. Y'all do me a favor, hit that like button on stream here, team. Hit the like button, hit the sub button. We appreciate it. All right, guys. So yeah, so UBS up there 1770s. Let's look at what Credit Suisse is actually doing in spite of all this stuff. So Credit Suisse at 84 cents. Hasn't moved a penny this morning. Still at 84 cents. SPY still looking okay. A lot of people are thinking zero rate hike. The question is, if we do zero, does the market react good or bad from this? And I think if we do zero, I think this is going to be kind of the reaction of the market. I think right now, if we do zero, the market will probably go up. But if we do 25, I think the market's coming down some. Yeah, it was the Donald Duck song. It's all right. Hey, what's up, Shepard? All right, guys. SPY at 390.55s. Yeah, 25 basis points. How many basis points do you think we're going to rate hike? 0 or 25, I think, is the only two options. I don't think we're going to do 50. I think with the banking problems, the Fed is more likely to do 20, or more likely to pivot to 0. And again, they actually came out and said that. Again, last week, the Fed injected almost $300 billion into the economy. $300 billion, which is just crazy rate hikes, in all honesty. So, yeah, the Fed is being very aggressive in that regard. With the potential quantitative easing back. Yeah, 0, 25. Yeah. Said the Fed printing money, quantitative easing is what a lot of people are saying is back. I don't know if we're necessarily back yet. But with the Fed injecting so much money, it's interesting to watch. That's ultimately what's making crypto shoot up. You know, Bitcoin pumping up. Bitcoin popping up again on optimism and again skepticism in banking. People are buying cryptocurrency because of it. All right, guys, market is up to 391s here. The question is, like, do you guys think a dip buy is justifiable today? Because I think, like, you could argue that if the Fed pivots to 0, the market's going to bounce short term. I don't think 50 is still possible. I don't think 50 is going to happen. I think it's either going to be 25 or 0. I think it's still more likely that we do 25, but I think the Fed is actually coming out saying they might do 0. All right, so MicroStrategy is going to break even if we hit 30K. Yeah, that's never going to happen, King. I feel like he wants to do 25, but they will push him to 0. Hey, good morning, Liz. Yeah, all good. Yeah, the question is, do we bounce if they announce a 0? I think the problem with them being like this, right? So I think one of the issues, the unintended consequences, and maybe it's intended, I don't know. But what I'm saying is, like, I think one of the things that could happen is that because people are now essentially expecting, I think now that since people are essentially expecting zero now, I think what might happen is that I think if we don't do zero, the market might fall. You know, I think with all the expectations going to potentially no rate hikes, I think if we don't do zero and we do 25, then the market's going to fall. People are going to be bearish in that regard. Although I do think it might be a little bit better to do 25. You know, I think inflation's still a problem. And so I think the best thing we can do is 25. I don't think doing zero is necessarily going to be good, but I think in terms of market reactions, the market's going to react the best to zero. Yeah, they're never going to do 50 right now. 50 is too polarized. But we'll see. It'll be interesting for sure. All right, SPY pull it all the way back down to the previous closing price. Just broke down under 389.90 here. Credit Suisse just rebounded back up to 85s. Somebody told me if you press control. Oh, wow. Look how useful this is. I never knew you could do this, actually. That's actually really nice. So there's Credit Suisse at 84 cents right now. 84 cents. Here's the SPY. There we go. And there's Tesla. SPY just dipped under 390. All right, SPY still right at 390. I'm going to buy this dip. If I can hurry up. Okay. Oh, crap. I need TIF. Okay, we already got TIF. All right. See if we can buy this dip. We're going to buy 15 shares right now. All right, we got 15 shares. We'll go ahead and make it 30. All right, 30 shares of the SPY here. We'll see if this works. Buying a little dip. We're right at the previous closing price. I do think it's a little bit risky, but it's small. We'll be all right. All right, so right at 390 right now. So Credit Suisse did dip all the way back down to 84s. Right at 390s. I'll be right back, guys. I got to go to the restroom, and then I'll be back. Yeah, so I'll be right back, guys. I got to go to the restroom, but I'll be right back. Market is popping up a little bit, though, so we are up a little bit in there, and I'll take that. I'll be right back. All right, so we got a really nice rebound very quickly on my trade here. All right, so we just cut half right there, just locked in half, and we'll let the rest really run, but just a really quick trade. What does FRC do today? Look at Credit Suisse just dipped all the way down to 83s here. FRC's bare today, so they're down. Still doing really rough. Why trade SPY instead of the E-mini? Well, I mean, I trade both of them, to be honest. It just depends on what's a TOS. The edge is that there's no commissions. But the E-mini has better liquidity. You can use more leverage. There's a lot of reasons to use both. It just depends on what your preference is. And I do trade both. All right, so Credit Suisse pulling back down a little bit here. So again, we locked in some profit on the SPY just in case. But look at Credit Suisse fall. So it broke under the low of really all morning here. So this is the morning low. Just cracked underneath 83 for a split second there. So yeah, we'll see if we get anything good here. But yeah, just cracked under that level. All right, guys. So yeah, SPY is still doing all right, but just broke under the previous closing price. Luckily, we locked in profit there. Everything's starting to pull back some now. So everything's starting to dip. Market's still at 390. I think 390 is going to be like a psychological support level. Yeah, so I think it's going to be a psychological support level. Let's see if we actually hold there. Is it the rising price of gold and crypto indicative of the dollar inflation? Well, it means that people are scared for banks, is what it means. So it means that people are scared for banks. All right, so SPY just dipped. Yeah, bank stocks are not going up today necessarily right now, I don't think, right? So yeah, we maybe saw one in the last 30 minutes, but all of them are gapping down. Like JP Morgan gapping down, Wells Fargo gapping down here. The question is, like, I think my big question is there value in buying some of the big four banks, you know, which is Bank of America, Citigroup, JP Morgan, and Wells Fargo. So the big four banks, are they going to be safer? Like, is there a justification in a dip buy in some of these? So that's what I'm looking at. Is like I think it needs to be small. So if I do take a position, it's going to be small. But is there justification in buying some of the big four banks? Like that's my question here. Let me know what you guys think. Are you guys buying banks right now? So again, we bought a little bit of the SPY here. We're pretty flat right now. I'll get out completely break even if it pulls all the way back against me. All right, we could cut some more. Yeah, so anybody holding shares in Credit Suisse is in trouble. Yeah, but for swings, I'll buy tomorrow. Yeah, I mean, like, that's kind of what I'm looking at. I don't know how long I'm going to be willing to hold some of these, but I think wait to buy banks. Yeah, I get it. I think there's also risk, of course. So I think we just got to be smart with it. If I do take a position, it's going to be small right now. And again, I think leading into this next rate hike decision is going to be the interesting part. This YouTube guru bought a bunch of shares of Credit Suisse at over $2. Yeah, I mean, it kind of goes to show, like the problem is, who was it? Who was it? Yeah, I got my plaque, bro. You want to see it? Dropping stuff. Yeah, check it out. You know, I did get my plaque. I do like my plaque. Ally. Yeah, I don't know. All right, guys. So yeah, look at CS dip all the way down to 82 cents, all the way down to 82s. Wow. So again, weakness in banks all the way around. I'm gonna go ahead and cut my trade. So we got it in and out. We're basically flat, neutral in this. So I'm gonna get out neutral right now. I think that's the best move I can do, and maybe we'll add it again. Hey, for sure, dude. Thank you, free. Yeah, we did it, dude. I mean, why would you buy up a bunch of Credit Suisse in the middle of this global financial crisis? Like, it just seems not wise. I'm not really hating on anybody, but just why would you buy up a bunch of Credit Suisse? Like, there's incredible risk with Credit Suisse. Like, you could buy, I get buying the associated banks. Like, I get buying sympathy banks, but buying the prime one that's in trouble is just risky. Yeah, all good. What's up, dude? Yeah, it's all good, brother. Yeah, I mean, I'm a big falling knife catcher, to be honest. Like, I love trading like that, to be honest. Like, I trade like that all the time. What I'm saying, though, is like I don't understand the general reason to buy Credit Suisse. Like, I love buying discounted stocks when everybody else thinks they're super weak. right? But I think Credit Suisse is a little bit different in that regard, where Credit Suisse, the problem with it is really like there's a pretty fairly large chance that it fails. You know, like that's the real question with Credit Suisse is like there's a chance that it fails. And so spending a bunch of money on Credit Suisse just seems like a bad decision. But of course, it is hindsight, and it's easier for me to say this now in hindsight. But it just seems like a bad decision. But yeah, with that said, SPY dipping down, Tesla dipping down, Credit Suisse all the way down to 82 cents. Yeah, I mean, again, I think my trade history speaks for itself. Like, people know that I buy dips and that works, you know, and I can't really fake what I do. Like, people know, like, I call out a stock, I buy it, it goes up, generally. Not always, of course. Like, sometimes I'm just wrong. I was wrong about Tesla for sure. But I think, like, my dip buys only work on a couple of different, like, types of stocks, right? So it's like, I'm not going to buy a $1.20 stock. You know, a $2 stock. I'm never going to buy a $2 stock and put a bunch of money into it. The cheaper the stock is, the more risky it is, to be honest. Like, the cheaper the stock is, the more of a gamble that is. Like, the more volatile, the more crazy that stock can get. And so, like, when I buy dip buys, I'm buying, like, well-known companies here. Like, if I buy a dip in anything, it's going to be the big four banks, like JP Morgan Chase. That's who I would buy, you know. And again, I'm not even saying I'm going to buy it, but I'm definitely not buying Credit Suisse. Credit Suisse is prior to this drop, Credit Suisse is freaking what? $2? And look at this drop, man. So yeah, prior to this, Credit Suisse was $2. It's too speculative. Just too speculative. What's your theory on the dip buy for FRC? I think FRC is too risky. I think there's a chance FRC fails right now. And I'm not saying it's going to, but I think there's a chance that it does. And I don't think buying anything. Okay, I'll put it this way: anything that you have like you have a decent probability of it failing. Any stock where the probability of it failing is over 20%, short term, over the next month or two, I think is an incredibly risky dip to buy. Right. And that included Credit Suisse. Obviously, Credit Suisse was in trouble. And so it's like, even if the probability of failing is only 20 or 30%, that's still a crazy high percentage. So it's like you're risking essentially everything by buying that. And I think that's a bad decision. I think that's gambling. But again, it's easy for me to say in hindsight, afterwards, of course. It's easier for me to say in hindsight. But just for me, it just seems like a gamble. Market did pump back up a little bit. So market is pumping back up some. All right, guys. SPY all the way back over 390s here. All right, see if we get a dip here. Maybe we could buy a little pullback. I'm not sure. Yeah, I could buy bank stocks now, but again, I think there's risks. And I think there's short-term risks, especially here. You know. Shit, man. Ugh, it hurts. It hurts. All right. I think bigger thing is going to make bigger the more. Yeah, so I don't know. We'll see what happens. We got time. If there's just buying banks and the whole house of cards fail, yeah, for sure. But I think I like the bank dip buy. Like I said, that's one of the ones I'm thinking about. I'm only gonna buy the big four though. Like the only ones that I'm okay with buying would be the big four. Those are the only ones where I think like, okay, we could. Like, I think some of the small banks are risky right now, is what I think it is. Yeah, so I think one of the small banks are risky. Or I think some of the small banks are risky, and I think those are positions that, I'm not necessarily okay with taking in the small banks. But I think the large banks might be even stronger when all this is said and done. But I still think there's risks there too, if that makes sense. But it'll be something that we're going to have to let time play out here. How do you feel about Bitcoin? I think Riot's interesting. It's just a mining stock, though. You know what I mean? So I think mining stocks can be in a little bit more risk. FRC. I think FRC is incredibly risky right now. And I know a lot of people are buying that up. I just think that there's a chance that it fails, in all honesty. So I just think there's a chance that it fails. Yeah, I gotta change this song. I can't do it. All right, guys. So market pull it back a little bit. I might buy the dip again. Like I said, I've been kind of doing that this morning. I'm gonna buy a small little share, 30 share position, and see if this works. Yeah, I think small banks are just inherently risky right now. Yeah, I think buying them is a little sketchy. But again, I think I understand the risk and wanting to take some cheap positions. I think there are some discounts. And I think after the Fed rate hike decision, like if we get bullish action there, then it doesn't matter. And the market might just kind of keep going. Yeah, it's just a little bit too much for me, man. Yeah, you never know how people are going to react for sure. But I think like, okay. All right, nice little pop back up here. I think like we got to look at it with regards to the risk. Like there's a lot of banks. Like I think what Credit Suisse sets the standard for here. Like I think what the standard shows is that some of these banks will fail, and if you're a shareholder in some of these small banks, you can lose everything you've invested in them. I think Credit Suisse is setting that standard. And so I think in that regard, I think holding on to any bank that could potentially go belly up is risky right now. And for me personally, it's just not really what I want to swing trade. That could throw off my whole system on the year. I got to be risk adverse in that way. So it's like if I do buy something, it's going to be something that's not necessarily as exposed to that. My SPY trade's doing well, popping back up again. We're going to go ahead and take profit again at the top. Nice. All right, so we basically made our money back there, caught the dip again, riding that back up to 390.50s here. Market's starting to look really, really well. Let's see if it continues. Yeah, but the big banks might, Austin, but the small banks are vulnerable right now, in my opinion. So the big banks might win, but the small banks are vulnerable. No, I don't really like BABA either. All right, nice. Lock some more in there. All right, so we're holding to a little piece. So if the market ends up bouncing back big today, we'll take it. I'll put 1,000 in Credit Suisse if it goes. It goes. Well, Credit Suisse is a buyout currently. So Credit Suisse is a buyout currently. So, I mean, you can buy Credit Suisse, but I don't think, like, it's general, like, cheap extension. Bed Bath & Beyond, just too risky, man. I cut my Bed Bath & Beyond trade a long time ago. But yeah, SPY's still pumping up some. We only got 10 shares left. Tesla bouncing up some off the VWAP as well. HSBC is next, maybe so. All I know is today will be fun. All right, guys. So all right, so market bounced and then pulled back a little bit. We took profit basically at the top of that, which is good. And again, we'll see what we get in this regard here. All right, guys. So SPY pull it back a little bit. Is there a justified dip buy right now? Is there a justifiable dip buy in this? I don't know. All right, we got to pull back. So we got a little dip here. Again, should I add to this or not? I think it's a big pullback, though, and I think the market is vulnerable right now. I think the trend has been mostly neutral, too, but I think I could probably add a little bit back to this and catch, like, a small bounce. So we'll go ahead and add a little bit more back, get 25 shares, just 25. We'll see what happens on this front. Yeah, a little bit of a triple top. Maybe it's risky for sure, but again, we're just kind of playing with house money and letting our small little trades work. We'll see what happens. I'm not; these are not very big trades. We're just kind of poking around at this. In terms of economic releases this week, so of course we got the rate hike ceremony tomorrow. We've got Canadian CPI and existing home sales at 10. We have Wednesday, of course, we've got crude. Wednesday we've got England CPI and PPI, NBA data. Of course, we got the rate hike ceremony at 2. Thursday, we got jobless claims. Building permits at 8. And then Friday, we've got durable good orders and manufacturing PMI. So it'll be interesting to see. But yeah, we're getting a pretty quick pullback on the market here. I'm going to go ahead and cut this. Just too much volatility and risk. Pretty flat on the day here, playing around on the SPY, but the market's not really giving us too much of an edge, I would say. Pretty good week, though. I mean, we had our little loss if we pull up our Top Step results here. All right, guys. So, yeah, looking at my actual results yesterday, or last week, I mean, we're slightly red on the week, it looks like, actually. How did we get red on the week? Let me see. So we traded from 13th to the 17th. Yeah, somehow we were slightly red. Let me see how. So, yeah, so we were slightly red last week after that big loss, but we kept it pretty flat. Like, luckily, we kept it pretty flat. Like, we look back this month so far. Here's March, you know. Could be better, but we had that little glitch, but all good. Could be better. This month, last month, still doing solid. And again, we'll see what happens today. I think my system's been going well, though, and we're just going to try to keep this system up, see if the system can keep working. Yeah, that 100%. When you accidentally buy 6 contracts. Yeah, quantitative easing is back, potentially, they're saying. Money printers on 300 billion injected into the economy last week. All right, team. Market sideways. Is there a dip buy here? Again, I think I'm just going to chill. We got popped out too many times to really worry about it like that. Bro, again, how about Kamaru Usman losing? How about Usman losing to Edwards again, bro? How about that Justin Gaethje fight, bro? That fight was crazy, dude. But bro, I don't know how anybody could give that fight to Kamaru Usman. Okay, Usman looked sloppy. He couldn't even complete takedowns. He only got 4 takedowns the whole fight out of like 15 attempts. Lost the striking battle, obviously. And when he did take him down, Edwards popped right back up. It was a great fight, honestly, great fight. But Edwards did that, man. So shout out to Edwards, bro. A lot of people said it was a fluke. So for him to beat up Usman in multiple rounds over and over again, you know, kind of crazy. Maybe we drop. But again, everybody always says the same thing, you know. Yeah, we made an accidental mistake. It was obvious he was going to lose. I don't know how obvious it was. I think when you look at the last fight, he got kind of beat up for the first 5 rounds, and then he won at the very end. So I think a lot of people thought it was a fluke. I didn't personally. I was happy to see Edwards win, but you know what? You know what's actually really fun? Trampoline parks. We had my son had a birthday party with some of his friends at the trampoline park. You know, this is a true story. So my son had a birthday party at the trampoline park, and so all my son's friends and their parents showed up to this birthday party. And my son didn't really know the kid that well, but he wanted to go to this birthday party. And so Carol were like, "All right, fine, we're gonna go." Okay, and so it's like, bro, we get there, and like none of the parents are jumping on the trampolines. You know, like none of them are jumping. They're all just kind of sitting there, networking and stuff. And so Carol and I, we're like, all right, well, we're gonna go jump and play on this thing. You know, we're at a trampoline park. I mean, we might as well jump. You know, and so Carol and I are jumping around. You know, doing flips and stuff, just kind of playing with our kids. Like we're having fun with our kids. And like all the other parents are kind of mean mugging us, looking at us crazy, like we're crazy for jumping on the trampoline. You know, and like I think they judged us for jumping on the trampoline. You know. And they shouldn't be too much older than we are. I mean, we were definitely younger than they were. But like, I guess the question I'm asking is like, if you go to a birthday party with your kid, are you jumping on the trampoline at the trampoline park? Because we did. Then we got judged for it. Is that like a thing? Like, should we have not jumped on the trampoline? Should we have just stayed there and talked to the parents? Bro, we didn't even know this kid that well. They invited us though. Trampoline park was fun, dude. Honestly, I kind of want to go back. It was genuinely fun. Anyways, let me catch back up. Let me talk about stocks now. People are gonna get mad. Yeah, so I think right now it's probably a little bit more likely we're gonna pivot to 0. I think we're probably gonna again. I don't think we're gonna do 0. I still think we'll probably do 25. But I think there's a higher chance certainly now that we're gonna pivot to 0. And I think if that happens, the market's gonna rip up. Maybe not though, but we'll see. You know, maybe not, but we'll see. Credit Suisse again at 84 cents. The SPY is down to 389s now. I don't know how the market's going to respond to this, but Credit Suisse was a $7 billion company on Friday. UBS just agreed to buy them for 2. Is this the Bear Stearns moment? Yeah, thank you. Yeah, okay. So at least I'm not the only person that would jump. Like, dude, like we're at the freaking trampoline park. Why would we not jump? You know? Like, bro, I was flipping and, dip dodge all over that trampoline park, man. But again, I feel like I got secretly judged for it, you know? Like none of the other parents jumped. Like Carol and I were like the only two like adults. I mean, there were other adults there that weren't with the birthday party, but Carol and I were the only two adults from that birthday party that were jumping on this thing. You know, I'm sitting there like we're jumping. You know, like we're at a trampoline park. I honestly, no offense, I hate networking with people. I hate talking to parents. I hate it. I just don't like it. I'd rather go jump on the trampolines, and they can judge. It's okay. 100% jumping. I'm 34 and will go hard. That's right, man. That's how I felt. I would have gotten drunk. No judgment there. Hey, I thought only kids jump on trampoline, bro. Only kids jump on trampoline. That's not even a true statement, dude. Like everybody here is gonna be like, bro, I love trampolines. You know, like yeah, I'll put it this way: once you're like over 50, fine. Like your knees are bad, like fine, don't jump. You know, but I'm in my 30s. I'm jumping. You know. I'm only gonna be young. I'm only gonna be young for a certain amount of time. I might as well have fun while I'm young. You know. Yeah, for sure. Yeah. Yeah, it's a good exercise too, for sure. It's now value of the company. Yeah, I mean with the bear sentiment going on, you know. Fed will announce a coordinate injection of liquidity. Yeah, I saw that with UK, Canada, European Central Bank, Suisse, and Japan Central Bank. 0.95. What bank is next? What did the other parents say to you? Nothing. They were nice, but like none of them jumped. You know, like they were nice about it. Like they weren't like how dare you jump in my son's birthday party? Like they weren't like that, but you know, like I said, I feel like they secretly judged. Like I said, Carol and I were the only parents from that birthday party jumping. But at the same time, to their credit, we were the youngest parents as well. Like we were definitely the youngest parents. Like most of we're the youngest parents in my like kids' grade, really. And so that probably has something to do with it. Yeah, I hate hanging out with other soccer moms. What generally happens when I talk to my kids' parents, is like they ask me what I do, and like usually I give them half truths. Like I'll tell them, hey, I'm a software developer, you know, and they'll say, oh, and what? And then sometimes Carol, who, you know, Carol has word vomit, bro. Carol just, you know, Carol, when she gets nervous, she just kind of spits out all this stuff, right? So like Carol will eventually just kind of say, oh, John does YouTube. John's on YouTube. And then I'll get mad at her and be like, Carol, what are you telling everybody that for? And then as soon as they find out I do stock market YouTube, then they ask me all the questions that everybody always asks me. Oh, well, what do you think of the market right now? Oh, you do the stock market? Oh, wow. You know, and then now it's just like a never ending list of questions. Sometimes I've had parents that reached out to me that wanted me to like, that then they see the following that I have, which is not like crazy large, but then they want to like use it. Like I had one guy that wanted to get me to create NFTs for them, you know, for their company, you know, and promote their company through NFTs. And I had to kindly reject him, you know, because like, dude, y'all better believe I'm not going to pump some random obscure NFT to you guys, man. I don't even know if you guys would buy it. Even if I promoted a sketchy NFT to y'all probably be like, bro, what are you doing, man? So it's not like it would be even like an easy sell. Yeah, dude. Have fun, Mark. I'm not judging you, bro. Yeah. Hey, what's up, Christopher? Yeah, I try to blend in, man. Yeah. Tattoo trampoline park. Sounds like a. Do they have a weight limit? No, there was no weight limit there. They had weight limit on certain parts of it. Oh, let me check it out, Pawn. Hold on, bro. Let me see. Oh, nice, dude. Yeah, rock climbing was fun, dude. Nice, dude. Yeah. Dude, I was jumping, bro. I was doing flips. We used to have a trampoline at our old house. So I could do like front flip, back flip. I could do all kind of stuff. And Carol was like a gymnast / dancer when she was young. So like Carol could do all kind of stuff too. Market's mostly sideways right now, guys. So if you're mad at me for talking about trampoline parks, don't judge. Credit Suisse, break it down. UBS is buying them up. Credit Suisse a couple days ago on Friday was worth about $7 billion. They were acquired, or they're potentially getting acquired right now by UBS for $2 billion. So they have effectively lost, they've effectively lost a little bit under 75% of their value. About 65-70% of their value is gone over the last couple of days. Or at least their relative value to what they were last week. So yeah, Credit Suisse. And again, the question now is, what's the next bank to have this happen? I got to look at FRC here. I think FRC is one of those ones that's still a little bit vulnerable. Yeah, they didn't want me to actually create the NFT, John Connor. What they wanted is for me to promote it to you guys. They saw me have a decent following. They saw me related to markets, and they wanted me to promote it to you guys. Which I would never do. Because I don't trust it myself regarding NFTs. Yeah, for sure, Patrick. Thanks, man. Suppressing artificially rates to inactive credit and easy growth. Yeah, I looked at Bed Bath & Beyond, Barry. I'm skeptical of it, brother. Again, the problem with Bed Bath & Beyond is this, okay? Have any of you been to a Bed Bath & Beyond lately, bro? Like, literally, like, genuinely, there's nobody at freaking Bed Bath & Beyond. Like, nobody's there. Like, every time I go there, there's nobody at Bed Bath & Beyond. Like, that place is freaking empty every time I go there. There's literally nobody there. You know why? It's because people can order the same stuff you get at Bed Bath & Beyond off of Amazon now and get it next day without leaving their house. That's the problem with BBBY, is that nobody needs to use them anymore. They're obsolete is what's going on. They're obsolete. Their products are products that are widely sold on Amazon now. And so nobody needs to go to Bed Bath & Beyond. And every time I go in there, it's a ghost town. Every time I go into Bed Bath & Beyond. And so I think that you got a lot of people. I think what happens with these stocks is that you get a lot of people that get stuck, right? You get a lot of people that bought Bed Bath & Beyond during the Cohen stuff going on. So you got a lot of people that got stuck way up here. So a lot of people in Bed Bath & Beyond way up here, right? And what happens is that, like, they buy a way up there and then it just dumps on them, and then they're stuck, right? And so then they're what I call artificially bullish. Like, they're not really bullish, but they're so desperate to go up that confirmation bias slowly creeps in, and then they turn into, like, then it goes from getting stuck to a movement of some sort. Like, they try to morally justify it, like, oh, well, I'm doing this for the movement. It's like, bro, what movement? Bed Bath & Beyond are you talking about? Not you, Barry. I'm not talking about you, Barry. Never you, Barry. But yeah. So good luck. I don't know what Bed Bath & Beyond does, brother. I really don't know, but I think it's slowly becoming obsolete. Ally Bank. What's the next bank to fail? If another bank fails, what is it? Ally? I don't know, man. I don't know. Ally. I don't know enough about Ally to really say good or bad, to be honest here. I really don't know. Yeah. I'm in the Bed Bath & Beyond movement. Freaking awesome. Join. Are you stuck at higher prices, Scott? Yeah, dude, I got one by my house. Nobody's ever there. That place is freaking empty. So it's like buying Bed Bath & Beyond fundamentally long term has got to be risky, in my opinion. All right, so Swiss National Bank President Thomas Jordan said that the U.S. banking crisis aggravated the Credit Suisse crisis. Bernie Sanders plans to introduce a measure that would prevent big bank executives from serving on the board of the regional federal bank that oversee them. Don't you go to school at? All right, guys. So, yeah, Credit Suisse. I mean, who is gonna want to buy Credit Suisse though? Like, who would buy this up right now? Like, here's Credit Suisse. Look at the yearly chart. That's a terrible yearly chart. Like I said, again, people see me buy dips, right? Like, sometimes I'm a falling knife catcher. Okay, but you got to understand, when I catch something like that, it's never gonna be something like this, right? Like, if I catch a falling knife, it's not going to be Credit Suisse. All right. If I do it, it's going to be either blue chip tech or like Walmart, or Disney or something like that. It's not going to be Credit Suisse, which is incredibly vulnerable to, what just happened. And so it's like, if you're going to buy up pullbacks, if you can learn something from me, who, again, I'm green on the year. I'm not telling anybody to copy me. I have no idea what's going to happen. I might be wildly wrong about anything. But if you're going to buy pullbacks, if you're going to buy extension on the downside, understand what stocks are the most powerful to do that, which are blue chip, healthy companies, not anything under $10. Nothing under $10. I do it with Snapchat sometimes, but that's even a riskier play than my normal plays. Nothing under $10. Blue chip, healthy companies. The thought experiment you have to do is you have to look at it. You have to say, is it over $10? Is it a large market cap stock? Are there short-term vulnerabilities for whatever sector that's in? Banking, is it gonna, and then you need to do a thought experiment of, is it gonna be around in 5 to 10 years? And if it is it gonna be more valuable or less valuable? A great example is Apple, right? No matter how you spin things, Apple's gonna be fine in the next 5 or 10 years. Apple is almost certainly going to be much more valuable than it is now in the next 5 or 10 years. So if Apple pulls back big percentages, maybe a justifiable dip buy. Same thing with like Netflix. Netflix, obviously, very culturally influential is the best way. It has had big growth over the last couple years. The movies that they're producing and the content that they're producing are getting higher and higher quality. Again, not a penny stock, large market cap. If I think about whether Netflix is going to be around in 5 to 10 years, of course it is. Netflix pulls back 30%, I might buy the dip, right? Like that's the way you have to approach those. Okay, I get it. It's tempting to look at something like Credit Suisse or something really speculative, but there's just risk in that regard. All right, buddy, I love you, man. Looking handsome with your hair today, bro. All right, I love you, buddy. Have a good day, man. But yeah, you got to have that same experiment in your head. You got to have that same thought process in your head. That's how you get into good dip buys. Yeah, but if that happens, James, then we got bigger problems than investing, brother. Where is Disney? I ended up covering my Disney trades yesterday. Or not yesterday, last week. Disney's still at 93s. We did end up selling Disney. And again, if you want to see what like dip buys look like. We've been swing trading Disney like crazy, dude. Yeah, so here's our Disney trades. Oh, dude, we haven't bought Disney lately. I thought we had some. Oh, for whatever reason, it's not showing on the trades. All right, Bruce. I'm sorry, guys. Bruce is barking. Yeah, spring break is over. Whew. I'm not saying I'm ready for my kids to go, but I'm ready. All right, hold on, guys. All right, guys. So, banking stuff going on. SPY back over 390. So SPY is still technically green on the day right now. SPY's still technically green on the day. Again, UBS buyout. UBS is not even reacting well to this. So UBS bought out Credit Suisse and they are down to 17.5 right now. 17.5. AMC down kind of a little bit. Tesla consolidating slightly down on the dip on the day. Oh, you bought the bank dip. Oh, sorry to hear that, Aaron. Yeah, man. I mean, y'all buying, like I said, I'm normally a dip buyer, but one of those things that I'm not touching is banks short term. I think there's just too much risk. You know, if the banking crisis gets worse, then every bank is going to go down. And I think that's too much of a risk for me to really want to take anything. The adrenaline rush of a new car purchase lasts 30 days. The monthly payments last for 6 years. Is it really worth paying 20 to 40% extra for the built-in Navi system and cooled seats that you'll never use? Yeah. I mean, again, buying a new car is one of the single worst investments you can ever make in your life. Now, it depends on how much money you have, though. If you've got like FU money, then it doesn't matter. Buy whatever you want. No, it doesn't matter. If you're paying cash and you've got it like that, then buy whatever you want. I'm not talking about that. But if you are not financially set, financing a new car is one of the worst decisions you could ever make. Again, it's going to pull you in debt for over half a decade, 6 years. And you're going to pay 30 to 40% more than that car is actually worth. And the car depreciates at least 20, 30% as soon as you drive it off the lot. No. And so that car is going to depreciate huge, thousands and thousands of dollars very quickly. You know. Yeah, it's all good, Aaron. It happens, brother. Yeah, I'm pro AMC, James. Do you think Coinbase is a good choice to buy now, considering Bitcoin is going up? Well, I think it depends. Like, I think right now Coinbase and Bitcoin might be a little extended on the upside. I think the time to buy it was a week or two ago, but of course that's in hindsight. I love buying a brand new car, paying it off in 3 to 5 years, and keeping it for at least 10 years. Well worth it. I mean, I think you're just trying to confirm and justify what you've already done, though, Kieran. And so I'm not judging. Like, do whatever you guys want to do, and everybody's financial situation is different. What I'm saying, though, is that you could have bought a new car and financed it, paid much less, and you would have gotten essentially the same thing. You could buy a car that's a year old. You know, I'll put it this way: you buy a brand new Mercedes-Benz right now. You know, it's going to be like 120, 130K. If you get a GLS 450, it's going to be like 120,000, 130,000 right now. Right? You wait a year and buy a used GLS 450, it's going to be like 70. You know, it's going to be like 70K. So you're literally saving 50,000, 40,000. There's, 50, 60,000 just by waiting a year. And so you don't need a brand new car. And if you're not financially set, buying a brand new car is just going to put you in debt long term. Well, I disagree. So I think buying a new car is an even worse decision now, because I think inflation might make cars more expensive. And then if inflation goes down over time, then those cars are going to be worth less, but you're still going to have spent a lot of money on them. But again, it's all relative to your situation. Now, if you are a business and you want to write off your car, do it that way. Yeah, for sure. I understand financing them. What I'm saying though is buying a new car, financing a new car is generally a bad decision, Kieran. Uh, the reason it's a bad decision is again because you can get a year-old car in the same way that is 30 to 40% less. You know, the only justifiable, like I said, if you've got kind of money like that, then it doesn't matter. Or if you're buying it for a business for tax purposes, go ahead. Understandable for sure. A lot of like wealthy people just lease a car too. Like a lot of wealthy people, like a lot of people think the wealthy don't lease, right? But that's actually kind of opposite of how it really is sometimes. A lot of wealthy people, in fact, lease more than they buy. And the reason they lease is because they'll always have the newest car, right? So say there's a new Mercedes coming out. You know, you can lease it for a year for 10K, right? And 10K. And so after a year, a lot of the time the dealership can buy your lease back and they'll give them money back anyway. And then you can lease the next one, you know, and spend 10K a year essentially and always have the newest car on the market, always have the newest one, always have the newest year model. And so instead of buying a car and then selling it and then buying it again and then selling it, they just kind of lease it every year and they always drive the newest and best. Because again, a car is 100% a depreciating asset without question. It's almost never going to appreciate. Yeah, nice, Tim. Congrats, man. Yeah, I don't know, man. I don't know what we're looking like with regards to. I don't know what we're looking like with regards to war. I hope it doesn't happen. We should all hope it doesn't happen. Anybody that hopes it happens is dumb. You know, I hope it never happens. Yeah, I don't know. All right, look at Tesla pull back. Market's dipping down a little bit short term. Look at the SPY pull back to 389.30s here. 389.30s. All right, guys. Also, so again, we haven't plugged a thing this morning, so we have done no plugs today whatsoever. No plugs at all yet. So if you want to help support the channel, check out Top Step. Top Step is a sponsor of mine, but Top Step's really cool because what they do is they test your skill, and it's the single easiest way to get exposure to day trading without needing a huge investment. All right, so here's the E-mini on the right. If you notice something here, you'll notice like this is the same price action. Like this is the same as this, right? But you can day trade this right one here with no PDT rule in futures. You can day trade short it with a margin account, no PDT rule. And so it's the easiest way to get exposure to stocks in day trading is the futures market. This is called the E-mini. You're essentially day trading the S&P 500. So you can actually day trade the S&P 500 without the PDT rule in the futures market. To do so yourself, like you're going to need at least 10 to 15K generally. But an easier way to get involved with it and test yourself out is through these funded account programs. And some of these funded account programs get hate, but I think the easiest way to test your skill is through these funded programs. And, when I first got started day trading, I lost thousands of dollars when I first got started, thousands and thousands of dollars in the beginning. And I'm not, that's not unique to me. That's kind of everybody loses a bunch of money when they first get started day trading. And so one of the ways to not lose so much and still learn is these funded account programs, because what you can do is they give you a demo in these funded programs. And if you can hit the target on their demo while following their rules and conditions, then they fund you the same amount. On Top Step, the base one's 50K. So if you pass it, they'll give you $50,000 in funding with a 90% split. Now, at the same time, though, most people are not going to pass these. Just to be honest, most people are not going to pass them. But that's the point, is that the base package on Top Step is like $130 something a month, right? $140 a month on Top Step. It's so much cheaper to lose a funded account program, yet you still have the pressure to succeed. You still learn to trade under pressure. You still day trade actively, and you're still working towards something. All things that you're not doing with a base account. And if you're good enough as a trader, you can pass it and you can get the funding 90% split once you're funded. And they pay out millions in actual withdrawals every year through Top Step. So pay out millions of dollars to their traders every single year. And they fund thousands of traders a year. But again, it's so much cheaper to lose on Top Step than it is to put up 10 or 15K yourself and potentially risk thousands of dollars. And so in that regard, if you're trying to learn to day trade, this is a must in my opinion, because it's going to save you money. It's so much cheaper than losing thousands of dollars in the real market. And it builds your skill. You learn how to trade. You learn how to trade under pressure. You still have some pressure to succeed, but not the full extent of risking thousands of dollars. And so in that regard, it's just genuinely useful for traders. But I am biased in their favor because they pay me money and they're a sponsor of mine. So I'm certainly biased. But if you want to get 20% off, you can check them out right here. Great way to help support the channel. You could use a cash account. You're still going to be incredibly restricted, Connor. So like you could use the cash account to do it, but you're only going to be able to day trade a couple times. The T2 rule is still very true, which means that you got to wait 2 days for your funds to settle after each transaction. And so even with the cash account, you're not going to be able to trade as freely as you are with a funded account program in futures, right? So even with the cash account, the futures market is the easiest way. You can use a margin account in futures, and there's no PDT rule stopping you from trading over and over again. So you get instant settlement. You get as many day trades, shorts. If you want, you can short, you can go long, all that good stuff in futures. It just makes more sense. You can also find the link in the description. Yeah, if you don't pass, you can reset your account for $100, Cedric, and try again. All right, SPY's starting to bounce all the way back here, but we've been very neutral, very sideways. I think the only way to play the market so far is just to wait for a pullback and buy that dip. Dude, did anybody see the Trey Turner Grand Slam in the WBC? Yeah. You should be able to do it from London, Jerry. They're available in like over 100 plus countries. The E-mini is down to 39.40s. Yeah, pull it back on the SPY, pull it back on the E-mini. Hola, mi amigo. Yo no sé, Jose. Yeah, I get it. Well, I mean, yeah, y'all saw what happened to Edwin Diaz, huh? Edwin Diaz hurt himself. He's going to be out all year. Yeah. All right, so yeah, Team USA is going to the finals. Goldschmidt and Trey Turner had 3 homers, 8 RBIs. So we have Mexico versus Japan tonight, or Mexico versus Japan. No. So wait, what's when is that game? Japan versus Mexico. Yeah. So I know they got Otani over there. Hey, what's up, Michelle? Yeah, I watched Edwards versus Usman. Self. I thought Edwards obviously won. I don't understand the people claiming fix. I thought Edwards obviously won. I thought Usman barely got any takedowns, and even when he did, Edwards popped right back up, and Edwards obviously beat him with striking. All right, but market is choppy right now. Market's choppy. So we still got some time. A little bit slower week, I think, this week. So I don't know how much we got going on this week, really. It's kind of a slow week. And so next week we have GDP and PCE data coming out Thursday and Friday, as well as jobless claims on Thursday as well. We got the CB consumer confidence on Tuesday, and then Monday we don't really have anything. And this is next week. This week specifically, we've got GameStop earnings tomorrow. We don't really have anything big in terms of like stuff coming out like today. We don't have anything big coming out today. A lot of people are just looking at the banking crisis. Tomorrow we have existing home sales and GameStop earnings in the evening that we will be streaming, of course. Wednesday, we've got crude oil inventories at 10:30, but nothing really big coming out tomorrow. We've got, again, Wednesday, we have the rate hike decision at 2 p.m. in the evening, and they're expecting 25 basis points. It looks like it's widely expected to come in at 25 basis points. It'll be an interesting dynamic. A lot of people are thinking we're going to do 0 now because of the banking weakness and the problems with banking. A lot of people are estimating that we do 0 rate hike. I don't know. I still think 25 is probably what's expected. I know Goldman Sachs, though, is thinking we're going to do I think Goldman Sachs is thinking we're going to do 0. I don't know if I agree with them, though. I don't know yet. Yeah, Edwards won for sure, without question. Anybody that gave it to Usman was just biased in Usman's favor. I didn't really have a winner. I kind of wanted to see Usman win so we could get a trilogy. Yeah, but Fed meeting on the 22nd. API access. What do you mean? Yeah, I know. Don't the pitchers in Japan have to, like, there's like a wait period they have to go through before they can actually leave and play for somebody else. 390s on the SPY right now. So the SPY is tapping 390s as we speak here. So again, I don't know if this is going to hold, but the SPY is testing 390s right now. Yeah, I think 25 is probably still pretty likely. All right, look at the E-mini rip. So SPY pop it up right now. E-mini pop it up. Here's Tesla. Tesla bouncing back to 178. All right, guys, market's having a pretty big rebound currently. Let me see if we got a reason for this here. All right, so Keurig Dr. Pepper affirmed fiscal year 23 guidance still sees constant currency net sales growth of 5% and adjusted EPS growth of 6 to 7%. BioNTech and ONCOC4 entered into an exclusive license agreement to develop the latter's anti-CLA4 monoclonal antibody candidate as monotherapy combination for cancer. Financial CEOs interviewed by FBN's Gasparino says that the central problem with the banking system is an inability to value distressed players. Foot Locker came out with some earnings. Yeah, I mean, rumors. I understand it was a trilogy, Matt Kors. I'm talking about. I know. Edwards fought Usman a long time ago. I don't think it was in the UFC. No, I guess they did fight. Yeah, the first one was 7 years ago. Okay. Okay, so yeah, so it happened a long time ago, the first one. Dr. Pepper pumping the market. I do think they do 25 basis points. I was thinking maybe a pause, but with the ECB doing 50, I think that gives the Fed more room to do 25. Yeah, I think we'll probably do 25 is most likely. I think we'll probably do 25. But again, who knows exactly what we're going to get. I think 25 is the most likely, but I think it could go either way. I think 0 could happen. I think Goldman Sachs is actually expecting 0 as well. So all right, guys, we still got about an hour before the market opens here. Let's see if the market actually holds over the previous closing price. We've popped over this previous closing price a couple times at this point. Still haven't really done anything with it, though. So it's like we've moved over the previous closing price a couple different times, but we still haven't actually like done anything yet. Hey, what's up, VWAP? Thanks, man. So again, let's see if we actually hold. Credit Suisse back up to 80.85, 0.85. All right, so market over 390s here. Let's see if we bounce back up. I'm not really holding anything yet. And it's not really kind of how I normally trade. Um, all right, guys, SPY over 390.30s here. All right, guys. So Tesla bouncing back up a little bit. It's at 178.30s here. All right, SPY pulling back down. See, part of me was like, okay, I'll buy it again because we're just look. I'll buy 25 shares in anticipation of potential hold at that previous closing price level. Um, all right, so we bought the dip, and if it doesn't work, like I said, it's really all good. We could just be patient with this. Pull it back here at 25. Bounce it up a little bit now. Break even on the trade currently. All right, guys. Again, sitting sideways right now. We bought a little dip here, but again, I'm not necessarily in love with it. I'm just going to see if we bounce a little bit. We're trying to be as patient as we can be. Slightly green on the trade now. We'll see if we can make some of the money back from earlier. But again, I think it could go either way. And I think with the volatility in the market right now, it's a little bit risky, All right, so we're back up a little bit here, team. Let me see. Short gold trade today. I don't know. I think if we get more bear action here, I think gold could push up. Of course, gold is just a hedge against weak markets. So how confident is everyone that the market data displayed on your platform is the same displayed across all? I mean, it's not going to be exactly the same. It never is. You know, there's always going to be differences. You know, and a lot of people kind of play the differences. It's called arbitrage. But is it going to be wildly different? No. You know, it depends on if it's delayed. A lot of it is delayed, depending on the platform you use. And so some of the platforms are delayed in that way. So a lot of the platforms are behind. So, you know, a lot of it is going to be delayed. All right, so we're up a little bit here on our SPY trade. I got a new hat. I'm trying to see what it looks like. But yeah, so we're up a little bit on our SPY trade. We'll see if it ends up holding here. Hey, my guy Michael, do you think Tesla will drop down today? I really don't know, Michael. I'm sorry, brother. I appreciate the donation, bro, but I try to be as honest as I can with questions like this. I genuinely don't know, brother. I hope not. I hope we go up. And I think we're already gapping down some of the day. And so I think Tesla is going to depend on the market as a whole. But I think like we can see the gap down so far in Tesla. So I think in terms of like short-term extensions on the downside. But again, it's one of those things where I genuinely don't know. Good luck, brother. Thank you for the $2 though, bro. I appreciate it. I'd rather just be honest. But I think sometimes I think it depends on the extension. I think we're gapping down. And so I think a small bounce could happen. But again, nobody knows. Yeah, if you bought a put on CS, you should be, you know, in the money. I'm bearish on Tesla. Hey, good luck. Hey, no worries, Michael. Hey, thanks for the donation regardless, brother. Thank you, man. All right, team. We got a little position here. But again, I don't mind this downwick. I could add a little bit more to it based off of it. I like the potential for a bounce short term here, but all right, so short term. All right, huge pop up here, guys. Wow. All right, so we're going to go ahead and take most of this off just now. All right, so we just locked in most of it. We'll hold 10 shares left, let the rest work, but that'll bring us to green on the day. Eventually, we keep chugging away at it. It worked, but yeah, big pop here. This might be news driven, so let me see what we got going on. So the FDIC says it is to extend the bid window for Silicon Valley Bridge. Notes of substantial interest from multiple parties. So I guess this is what is causing this move. I'm not 100% sure though, but I think this could be what's making it move. But again, not 100% sure. All right, nice. All right, we're gonna go ahead and cut this. Made our money back. Made about 15 bucks. Just a little small little scalp here, but I'll take it. Got us to green on the day. Yeah, what's up, Tyler? What's up, Self? All right, guys, but yeah, market popped up. We could buy a little bit more here. What's the bid? All right, let me see. All right, market is flying back up to 391s right now. So a lot of strength coming through the market here. And again, we're looking at the economic news coming out today. Again, maybe it's the FDIC says it's going to extend the window for Silicon Valley Bank. I guess that's causing some positive action here. What's sense here? All right, guys, market pulling back a little bit at 178.60s here, 178.60s. All right, but yeah, should we buy a dip here? Is this positive enough to help the market? All right, market's popping up. There's a SPY still at 391s. Yeah, so CS will be absorbed into UBS at 22.5 to 1 rate. Thanks, Pawn. Yeah, so that's the rate right now. All right, guys. So the SPY pulling back a little bit. I might buy the dip again. So we're going to buy a little bit of this, 10, 20 shares. We'll just get in small for 20 shares. There, the SPY. And again, we'll see if it bounces here. All right, guys, got a little bounce up there on the SPY. So again, we bought 20 shares. We'll see if this actually works. Let me get the music rolling again here. Let me go put some old school songs that I got on this list that I've had for a while. Keep scrolling. All right, so we're up a little bit here. We'll see if the bounce keeps working. All right, so let me look at the poll numbers that we got going on here today. I get about 50% split down the middle, about 800 plus votes here, about 50% split down the middle. It's dipping down a little bit. We could add a little bit more to this, try to fix our average a little bit. There's 30 shares. What song is the Donald Duck one? I don't know, man. All right, so again, slightly green here. We got 30 shares. Pretty flat, though. We're going to see if we can bounce. Credit Suisse all the way back up to 88 cents. And you can see the market's kind of reacting in sympathy with Credit Suisse. Credit Suisse started to push back up some here. And let me see if we can find some other news here. Where's Bitcoin at right now? Is that making Bitcoin drop, I guess is the question. Because I think there might be a negative correlation between that right now. No, not necessarily so far. But yeah, it looks like just the strength in Credit Suisse is causing the market itself to push back up here. All right, so market pulling back down a little bit. We'll scale into a little bit more on this dip. All right, there's 40 shares. See if we get a quick pop, and then we'll take profit quickly if it works out. But 40 shares. The reason we're swinging a little bit heavier is because we've already got a cushion. We've already got a cushion on the day, and so we don't have to worry about it too much now. EMPH in phase. Yeah, I don't know enough about in phase to really like get interested in it like that. All right, kind of flat here. You can see Credit Suisse. This is what is really dragging everything. So, like, here's the pullback on Credit Suisse right now. So you can kind of see the influence of the market is Credit Suisse today. It's influencing everything pretty big. All right, Credit Suisse right at 87 cents. 87 cents. All right, so we got a nice little pop up. We'll take half of this off now just to lock in the green on the day. And we'll leave the last 20 shares just to kind of work a little bit more for me. All right, guys. So nice little squeeze up. Credit Suisse pop it all the way back up to almost 88 cents again. You can see Tesla breaking over the volume weighted average price as we're speaking now. All right, huge rip here, guys. Huge rip. We're going to go to take a little bit more off of the SPY trade right now. Again, small gains, but they do add up. And look at Credit Suisse popping over 88 cents here, dragging the rest of the market up. The market is loving this right now. And, yeah, you can kind of see the strength that we're getting currently with this. So, market looks good. Yeah, I mean, we lost a little bit, but that doesn't matter here. I'm going to go ahead and cut this if we can get out here. I'm gonna go ahead and unload that. So yeah, we've made it about, a little bit there. We'll take it. Kind of slowly adding to our green on the month. So all right, guys. So let me see. Market's still kind of breaking highs a little bit, but again, I cut my trade. We'll look for another pullback. But market's looking pretty strong today. We still got about 40 minutes before the market opens up. About 40 minutes until the market opens up here. So, yeah. Do you guys think this strength will continue? All right, guys. So market's still testing 391.50. 391.50 here. Wow. So 391.50 just tapped. Again, regardless of any technical pattern, guys, the thing to really understand, and this is what I try to teach people, is that, like, look, the thing to really understand here is that fundamental strength or weakness is going to trump technicals, right? So it's like fundamental strength or weakness is going to be more powerful than any technical pattern here. And like, that's the thing. Like, I think sometimes the reality of it is that I think sometimes technical traders, they want to the confirmation bias is really strong, right? So if you trade technicals, you want to confirm that everything you're doing is worth it, right? So it's like, if you trade technicals, naturally you're going to want technicals to be stronger than fundamental catalysts. Like, that's just kind of how it is. So like, if you want if you trade technicals, you want to believe that those technical moves are going to be the most important moves in the market, right? But again, there's a scale of importance in terms of reactions, and fundamentals at the top, right? So like, basic health or strength or weakness in actual health of companies is the most important aspect of the stock market by far, right? And then the next one underneath that is technicals. Extension plays a big factor as well, but it's extension relative to fundamental health or weakness. And so, yeah, I think technical moves are good, but this week on the 22nd, we're going to have the rate hike decision, and that's going to be big. Meta is moving. Yeah, well, the market's moving up right now. So if Meta's moving up, it's probably just because the market itself is moving up right now. And the market itself is moving up because Credit Suisse popped up to 88 cents. Yeah, for sure. I mean, using both is always going to be preferable, so like, using both is always going to be best, right? Look at Credit Suisse. Look at the market. The market should rip up on Credit Suisse. Credit Suisse just tapped 89s here. I'm thinking about buying this because I think there's going to be a little bit of a lag in between reactions. So Credit Suisse just tapped highs. I think the market's probably going to bounce here, but I have no idea. It might be wildly wrong, but I think the market will probably do something like that. Maybe not, of course. Again, it might be wildly wrong. Maybe I'm wrong, man. Market pulling back a little bit. I just see the strength in Credit Suisse, and generally all morning there's been sympathy with that. What, Western Alliance? Do you think the stock is at a good price to invest? Thanks. I think there's a risk in banks short term. So WAL, FRC. I think there's short-term risks. Now, long-term, I think most of these are going to be fine, but I think most of them is still a little bit vulnerable because short-term price fluctuations in banking can cause some problems. And so just be careful, just be careful. I think a lot of these are still somewhat vulnerable. And I think some of the small ones, even if they're not like tiny, still have risks involved with getting into them. Hey guys, I got a question for all my credit and tax gurus here. So like I'm trying to get rid of this one collection that I have on my account, right? I'm trying to get rid of this one collection that I have. Now, I understand that you can send dispute letters to your creditors. And you know, a lot of the time, like this is like old debt too. This is like 5-year plus debt. So I understand like you can send dispute letters to try to get rid of it. And most of the time, like they're buying it off of pennies off the dollar, right? So they're buying it for very cheap. Um, and so a lot of the time dispute letters work and they'll just kind of remove it. But my question is, if I send a dispute letter disputing this debt and they confirm the debt, so the debt is not removed, they confirm the debt, does that start my 7-year waiting period before I can get the debt removed over? Does that start the debt over again, or how does that work? Like, because like I only have one right now and I'd like to get it removed, but I don't want to start the 7-year period over again. Hey, what's up, Derek? Yeah. So wait, we're getting multiple different answers that some of them. So 2 people say no, 1 person says yes. Action Jackson. So you're saying me disputing the debt and them confirming it starts the debt clock over? I thought it only started over if you make a payment. Yeah, I don't want to make a payment. I'm not, dude. Trust me, I already know. Like, I already know paying off debt with regards to collections specifically. I'm not saying don't pay your debts, guys. That's not what I'm saying. What I'm saying is that if it's gone to collections, you're screwed anyway, right? And so if you pay that debt, it's going to start it over again. It's going to just, your 7-year period is going to start over again. If you wait a couple years and then dispute it, they'll probably remove it. You know, but if you pay it, it's just gonna start your debt over again. Paying a collection is one of the worst things you could ever do. It's just gonna start the debt over again. A lot of people don't realize that. It's still gonna be, no matter what, even if you pay it, it's still gonna be on your credit report regardless. Right. Negotiated debt payoff is a mark on your credit. Right, 100%. Yeah, it shouldn't, but it probably will. They look for communication every several years to restart the clock. Yeah, but what if I dispute it through my credit bureau? You know? All right, guys. SPY pull it back a little bit now. Credit Suisse moving up. Is there an inverse correlation with Credit Suisse and the SPY again? It looks like cutting my SPY trade was the right move there. But look at Credit Suisse pop back up to 89 cents here. 89 cents. Yeah, well, no, I'm never gonna pay off my collections debt. You know, it's not something I'm ever gonna do because there's no benefit of paying off the debt. It only makes it worse and starts over the clock. So it doesn't matter if you pay it off or whatever. So I'm never gonna negotiate with credit bureaus. The only thing I would ever do is send dispute letters. You send them a dispute letter and say, "Hey, yo, this isn't my debt." I say the same thing every time. I say, "Hey, this is not my debt. Please remove this from my report immediately. This is not mine." So I never admit it's mine. I just say, "Hey, this isn't mine. Please delete it." And that usually works. And usually, if it's been a couple years, they delete it. Let's look at UBS here. So the market's pulling back here. Here's UBS, right? UBS actually went very green on the day on the news they bought Credit Suisse. So UBS all the way back up to 1860s right now. So UBS is ripping up high. Yeah, for sure. That's what I have to do. So market's starting to bounce. Still at 391s here. 391s. I'm not saying it's not better than an unpaid collection, Kenneth. What I'm saying is that I just dispute it and say, "Yo, this isn't mine." But I'm never gonna actually pay it. Paying it, while it might show up as a paid collection report, and it's gonna be better than an unpaid one, it's gonna start the clock over again, right? So say your debt is deleted every 7 years. Okay, so we're gonna get ready to trade futures, guys. So again, we're gonna get ready to trade some futures today. Let me know what you guys think. Good week last week. We're gonna start our week over this week and hopefully get some good results today. Getting ready to trade futures. Remember, the E-mini did roll over to the ESM3. But we're gonna do the micro to start it off today. Wait, it's MES. Yeah, there we go. That should be it right there. But what I was saying is not that paying your debt isn't better on your collections report. What I'm saying is that your debt is removed every 5 years. And so paying off your debt, paying off a 5-year-old debt in collections is the worst thing you could ever do. Because say you got 5 or 6 years since you got that debt, right? In a year and a half, that debt's going to go away completely. It's going to be completely removed from your credit report. If you pay it, okay, if you pay $10 into that debt, that 7-year clock starts all the way over again. And so instead of that collections report being completely removed from your credit report in the next year and a half, it would completely start over. You'd have to wait another 7 years to get that collection report removed from your credit. 7 years you would have to wait for that. And so it's not worth it. It's not worth it to pay those collections. The benefit that you get is not worth it. It's not justifiable to do. All right, guys, market bouncing back up a little bit here. And again, we are going to get ready to trade futures on Top Step. Yeah, for sure. The only debt I have is medical debt. Like, I'm actually very reliable with regards to everything credit except for medical debt. Medical debt always gets me because it's like they send it to the wrong place. they send it to collections quickly, and so it's like this is just one collection report I have, but it's like it's kind of sketchy. Like the only thing that messes up my credit report is always collection debt from medical stuff, because it's like you go to somewhere, you forget, they send it to the wrong address, before you know it, it's in collections and you didn't even know about the debt. That's the worst one. Everything outside of that, I'm pretty reliable. I pay my bills every month, and everything else is fine. Yeah, it'll go away. All right, guys. Market is bouncing back up a little bit here. So Powell is actually going to speak at 2:30, but the rate hike is going to be announced at 2. All right, so every report like this, it drops at 2. The rate hike starts at 2:30, and so the report is at 2. The rate hike is at 2:30. All right, market bouncing back up, getting ready to test highs here. Again, Tesla bouncing back up, SPY moving back up, UBS is ripping back up here. Credit Suisse is moving back up to 90 plus cents here. So banking's starting to rebound a little bit. So no, the rate announcement is not today. Yeah, I mean, bull bear, if you're mad at me for having one medical collections debt from 5 years ago, like, you'll be all right. Market's bouncing back up a little bit. Meta at 197, 198. I see AMC is trending. Why is AMC trending right now? When he got a good dip buys this morning. I don't know if I trust any dip buys today. I've already made a little bit of money in stocks by the dip, but I don't know if I trust anything right now. I think there's risks in this stuff right now. I just don't know if I trust any of this stuff. We're gonna have to be patient and wait it out. FRC announced the offering dropped 20%. When? When was the offering announced? Was it last week? What do you think of AI? I think AI is the future, without question. I think AI is the future. Yeah, like without question. I think AI is the future. I think people are sensationalizing it and making it seem like we're in freaking we're in Terminator storyline with Skynet, but like I think that's silly. I think that AI is interesting for sure. Yeah, well, AI is the future for a few different reasons. Number one is that, hey, what's up, Joseph? Number one is that people underestimate it, and I think people like you got to look at AI in terms of production benefits. All right, like the big edge that AI gives you. The reason AI is the future is because AI has gotten good enough where you can say, hey AI, write me this piece of code right now. Write me a JavaScript function that does ABC. And your code will spit that function out in 10 seconds. And then you can copy and paste that into your program. You can do it again. You can say, hey, JavaScript AI, write me a function that does ABCD, whatever you want it to be, right? Write me a React Native program that does this. Write me a Python code that does this. Write me a trading algorithm code that gives me an alert when the stock hits this, and the code will spit that out. And so in terms of just general production, it's going to massively improve production and programming and a lot of other things very, very quickly, to where it's going to impact jobs. It's going to impact the world as a whole in terms of specifically production. Again, a lot of people are acting like the risk is they're going to turn sentient and turn against us. Y'all been listening to too much sci-fi. Okay. AI is just human programs, tree structures is really what it is. It's just tree structure algorithms. They don't think. They're not thinking. It's just tree structure algorithms, really complex ones at that, but it's tree structure algorithms. And so AI is going to influence production of everything, especially tech. It's going to be easier to create programs. It's going to be easier to create applications. It's going to be easier to program things. You're going to be able to program a lot more, a lot faster. And so the technological evolution is going to grow at an exponential pace because of AI. And people could say, oh, I don't get it. AI's been around for years. It's never been this efficient. And so that is the thing to understand. It's never been this efficient. And so that's the benefit of AI. That's why AI's gotten so much hype. I understand certain people don't buy it, and I get it. But in terms of just general production, AI is going to change the game. And it already has to a certain extent. And it's only going to get better and better. The programming is not perfect for sure. As a programmer myself, it's not perfect, right? But it's still it's better than anything we've had before. And now that you're starting to get the hype for it, people are going to get more and more invested in it as time goes on. But what about the people that become lazy? I mean, lazy people are going to be lazy people. It doesn't matter whether they got an AI or not. It's not going to make the people lazy. What you're going to have is an increase in production. So like where it might have taken you X amount of time to write certain scripts, now it's going to take you 0.25% that, or less. You're going to do that 4 times faster, basically. So that's the benefit. The production is going to increase, and you're probably going to have a bunch of programming oversight programmers, right? So some oversight programmers who kind of just they learn how to use AI to build programs, and it's going to increase production. Yeah, any technology is dangerous if used by the wrong people. I mean, that's obvious. Why can't you buy it? You can use it. The market hasn't crashed, car. And I think it's silly to claim that you predicted that the SPY's at 390s. We've been that way for I don't know how long. Sure, certain banks fell, but the market's pretty much been at the same spot now for the last couple weeks, man. SPY's at 391s right now, almost 392. So I mean, the market's certainly not crashing. Now maybe we keep going down, but again, if you look at a daily chart on the SPY looks like this, bro. Like look, this is the SPY over the last 5 months. What a crash. And And so, I mean, like I said, maybe, but you know, the crash is not there yet. We're not there yet, bro. Like, I think it's really easy to put out a really vague prediction and then isolate something that happens in the market and then say, see, I told you so. But you really didn't. And, you know, again, I think that's misleading. Like, you're going to have sectors that go up and down big percentages, you know, pretty regularly. Isolating banking, calling for a big crash. And then when the market still doesn't crash, but banking crashes, coming around trying to say, I told you so, it's just silly. No offense. Yeah, but the sentiments have been towards crash for the last 6 months, man. Everybody's been yelling crash, which makes me actually think we're not going to crash, because generally when we crash, nobody thinks that we are. And right now, everybody, or a lot of people are like, crash, crash, crash. Again, the SPY's at 392s, 391s. And so, I mean, yeah. Again, we're not at crash territory yet. And maybe we do, but we're not there yet. Right, all the high-skilled grunt work becomes easier with AI, 100%. That's what people don't understand. Like I get people want to be contrarian, and so people are like, oh, AI is just hype, bro. AI is just, you know, hype. It's like, dude, you don't understand programming then. You know, you don't understand tech to a certain extent. Right, for sure. That's the problem I have. I get so many people that try to do that, where it's like they made some vague prediction. They're like, yeah, the market's going to crash. And then it's like the market doesn't crash, but banking is really weak. And then they're like, see, I told you. And it's just like, dude, y'all have to understand truly. The more somebody comes in here and tries to say, I told you so over stuff like that, the more I judge them for it, you know? Like, you shouldn't need that much validation, guys. Like, you really shouldn't. Like, you shouldn't need my validation here. You shouldn't need the chat's validation. You know, it just sensationalizes everything, makes it harder for, you know, the market to really understand. Now, and again, I'm not saying we don't crash. I'm not saying we don't. You know, what I'm saying is that we're not there yet. We've been at the same spot literally for 5 months now, back and forth, up and down over the last 5 months. And so, yeah, you know, again, we talked about it. The only situation where we could have crashed, in my opinion, was if CPI came in bad, if CPI came in hot, if PPI came in hot, if all that stuff came in hot last week and the week before. But they didn't. They actually came in better than expected. PPI came in much lower than expected, which was great. And CPI came in on par, which was neutral. And so the data didn't justify a crash. And I think the rate hike will be interesting because we do have this bank stuff going on. I think the interesting dynamic now is that we have the rate hike decision coming up on Wednesday. And I think that will influence everything pretty heavily because of a lot of people expecting, because of the banking crisis right now, that we're going to pivot to zero. And so I think with that expectation, which I don't know if we're going to do zero, but I think if we do 25 basis points, for instance, then I think that the market's not going to like that, even though I think 25 is the most likely. And I think if the market doesn't like it, then the market's going to drop significantly, even though I think that's a little bit unreasonable of a reaction. But I think that might happen, where it's like everybody expects zero, bulls come out, 0, pivot, and then we don't pivot, and then the market drops from that. I could see that happening on the 22nd. But as for like an actual crash, I don't know. I still think we're pretty far away from it. But maybe I'm wrong. Again, I don't know. Yeah, Carr, like I said, it'd be easier to believe stuff like that if people hadn't been saying this for the last 6 months, man. You know, every CPI report, every rate hike decision, every Fed press conference, they say, we're going to crash, and then we don't. And then I just kind of sit there like, all right, well, everybody's wrong. I've built a number of different things that I'd rather not show people on the stream, SJ. I built the Squeeze app, a couple months ago. I stopped paying for the API, but I built a lot of stuff, man. Some of it work related, so some of it I did for other people, and some of it I built for myself. But again, it's not really something where I want to show the stream my programs. If it's trading related, I'll show it to him. But somebody should be aware of the actual facts, right? Operators would know when to crash and when not to. Yeah, but the problem is that like the facts that people bring up regarding a crash are usually subjective, and they're not facts at all. Like right now is not the same as 2008. A lot of people are saying right now it's not the same as 2008. Usually when we crash, not everybody thinks we're going to crash. Most people are actually the opposite. And I think right now we've been in a bear market for the last year and a half. And so I think a lot of the time when crashes happen, it's not when we're bear market trending down. A lot of the time they happen, it's out of surprise. But I think the Fed doesn't do 25. That might scare the market even more than actually doing. Wait, I'm not sure. Hey, thank you, Snow. Yeah, I don't think we're doing 50. I think we'll probably do 25. And I think the market's not going to like it. I think if we do 25, the market's going to react negatively to it. Yeah, for sure, Daniel. 100%, man. Yeah, I don't think we do 50. Yeah, but the banks are sitting on that debt, but I think the Fed easing up in terms of their rate hikes is going to make people yeah, for sure. EH, like I said, man, any programmer is going to understand the value. Like anybody that understands programming. You don't have to be the greatest programmer ever. I think that's silly, but I think what matters the most is that you understand programming and the benefits of using AI systems to build. And I think that is going to increase productivity a massive amount. And I don't think that's really arguable. I think it's silly to argue against that. I think people are just arguing just to argue, to be honest. But obviously, AI is going to improve productivity with regards to programming and a lot of other things. And I think it's a very self-evident thing. It's the 22nd is the rate hike decision. Yeah, and again, maybe we do crash, guys. I'm not saying we don't crash. What I'm saying is that we're not there yet. And I think the Fed's going to do whatever they can to stop that from happening. And so we'll see. Like I said, guys, I'm usually pretty open about saying I don't know. And this is something where I genuinely just don't know. We'll see. I hope you guys are wrong, but I understand that some of you guys that are saying, hey, this is worse than 08, that a crash is imminent. Y'all could be right. Like I said, I really don't know. Well, market's pulling back over the short term, I think. Hey, what's up, Joseph? Thanks, man. What's up, DS? Yeah, guys, we got less than a minute. There's the opening bell, actually. So market popping up a little bit short term. Like I said, slightly green on the day so far. We'll see what the market gives us this morning. But SPY over 391. We're opening up a little extended away from the volume weighted average price. So I really wouldn't be surprised to see us pull back and tap that volume weighted average price. If we don't, let's see if we hold 391s, which is right around here. But again, the volume weighted average price is pretty deep down there here. So we're opening up pretty high above it. SPY is actually green on the day too. So we'll have to see how Credit Suisse and the rest react to the opening bell. All right, so there's the pullback that we talked about, pulling right back to the volume weighted average price level so far. Credit Suisse is still up to 93s here. So yeah, there's the VWAP pullback. And again, the VWAP on the chart, I'll try to draw it myself here. The VWAP is right around here. All right, so you can kind of see we pulled, maybe that's not the best one. Let me draw this a little bit cleaner here and make this a little bit smaller. So the VWAP is actually right around here. But see a little retracement back to the VWAP level. Yeah, I mean, SJ, man, I'm gonna have to ban you, brother. Like I just looked at the history, and like you literally disagree with everything I say, and so my guess is you're somebody that's already been banned here. So good day to you, sir. You're just, like I said, you're just waiting to criticize is what you're doing. I just read the chat history. It's kind of silly, man. Why spend your time doing that? Like, I get it, you might have your own insecurities, but like, you know. No reason to behave that way, man. Market just ripped back up. So we did retrace all the way back down to the volume weighted average price, and we rebounded all the way back up to 391.50s. Okay, well, nice, Martin. Good luck, brother. Yeah, it'll be interesting to see what happens. Yeah, I don't know. Shadow. I'm not gonna make any bets, brother. Good luck, dude. 391.50s for the SPY. So we did come back down, tap the volume weighted average price. Yeah, it's just like I said, man. He's one of those people that just kind of sits around and just disagrees. Like, I look back at the history, and he literally disagreed about the teacher comment I made. Disagreed about used cars. How can you argue a used car is a good investment? Like, he's just arguing. Like, what's the purpose? Like, let it out, man. I guess it's therapeutic for him to be here. I don't know, but again, we're not going to spend too much time on this because that's what they want. Anyways, CS is ripping up here. CS is up to 99 cents right now. 99 cents. So look at CS right now. Market's loving this right now. CS is almost to $1 here. All right, market pulling back a little bit. All right, let's buy this dip here. We're going to buy one contract at this pullback here. One contract at the pullback here. CS just broke highs. We'll take two. But we also have to understand that this could turn against this very, very, very fast. All right, so we're definitely wrong here, and but we're gonna go ahead and cut this. I think I don't like that trade at all. So we lost like 25 bucks just now, but I think this is actually a short-looking trade. I think this looks very weak. So we'll take 2 contracts here. Try to pivot to the other side of this. See if we can crack under lows. All right, so about flat right now. If this doesn't work, we're going to slow down. See if we can crack lows is what we want, though. This looks weak. I mean, we had a big breakdown here. Try to be patient with this. Here we go. Starting to get that flush. We got a little bit of it. Still slightly green. All right, we just took half off there. Cut the rest. I don't know what happened on that first trade. Somehow we got out 0. Did it bounce up short term? Or did it? Yeah, I guess we got the bounce. That's our P&L today. Slightly green. We'll take it. I think this is the realistic one. Yeah, there's the row. So we're break even right now. Yeah, so Top Step offers a few. Yeah, so you could use like, I think it's like 20. Got an FRC. Yeah, good luck, bro. I'm gonna short into this little pop again because I think this looks weak, and I'm gonna get 1 contract now. I'm gonna wait to add to it if it does something I want. So I need to bounce up a little bit more here. But if we don't get it, that's okay too. I would just sit in this. Slightly green. Again, we're bouncing back up. I'm gonna add a little bit more to this. 2 contracts, maybe get into 3. All right, so there's 3 contracts. We're about flat right now. Let's see if we can flush back down. It's a pretty big rebound back up. I'll give this a second, see if it rejects at the VWAP here. But a very choppy morning so far. A little bit of a rejection so far, but very neutral. Yeah, we're going to cut that. That looks too strong. It might have just faked me out there, but yeah, we are down about 60 bucks. So pretty small in the day. We'll give it a little bit of time. FRC is halted on the upside too, so that should be good. So yeah, FRC should resume at 43 or 42 at 9:42 market time. It should come back. And again, if you want to check out Top Step, guys, we're day trading on Top Step's funded account program right now. What they do is they give you a demo, and if you can hit the target on their demo while following their rules, they fund you, and it's if they give you a demo, if you can hit the target on their demo, they fund you between 50 to 150K with a 90% split. It's the easiest way to test your skill as a trader without taking on a lot of risk. Almost all day traders lose money when they first get started, and this is one of the ways that you can learn to trade, have some pressure to succeed, which is a beautiful middle ground of pressure where you're not risking a ton, but you're still having some pressure on you to succeed. It's just an easier, cheaper way to get exposure into stocks day trading without putting up too much money. You know, you put up to day trade futures, you're going to need at least 10 to 15K. To day trade large caps, you're going to need more than that. And so you can get exposure to that, test yourself, see if you can hit the profit target while following their rules. And if you can pass it, they genuinely fund you with a 90% split between 50 to 150K. They are a sponsor of mine. Yeah, good day to you. Yeah, so again, genuinely fund you between 50 to 150K with a 90% split. Check out the link right there. They are a sponsor of mine. I'm certainly biased in their favor. But again, definitely a sponsor of mine. So yeah, dude, it's nothing about, like, number one, this dude, which I shouldn't even be talking to you. I banned him because he's just too contrarian. He just argues with everything I say. He argued with me about teachers. He argued with me about new cars. He argued with me about programming, and he was kind of a little, weird about programming. He argued with me against AI. And so having somebody that sits around the stream, insecurely argues with you about everything just to push your buttons, is not going to be a net positive for the channel. It's just somebody that it's just not worth it to have them around. And so again, I understand you might be mad about getting banned, and so you're creating other accounts, which clearly shows you're mad. But it's just unnecessary to have. It's just too much nonsense. Like I said, you get insecure people that just kind of sit around waiting to criticize, and I'd rather just ban them while I can, and not have to worry about constant arguments. You know what I mean? Yeah, good day to you, sir. FRC. Let's see. FRC should resume in about a minute right now, in about 1 minute. Good luck with FRC. Yeah, I'm not touching FRC right now, dude. I think FRC is small enough to where the bank risks are still there, clearly. Where the bank risks are obviously still there. Yeah, imagine being that obsessed with the channel. It's just weird, dude. It's just weird, man. Like I said, like, y'all find something else to do, Again, people forget I can look back at the history of the chat and see kind of who argues with me all the time, So just remember that. SPY is completely flat. We got this little range here. We're going to see if we can find a better move within this range. I don't think there's anything really high edge right now. I think we're starting to test the top of the range, and so the sentiment is starting to move towards the bull side. But yeah, I still think it's going to take a little bit of time to see which direction the market might actually play out. Played the NQ bounce off the bottom. Nice, Joseph. Congrats, man. Good work, dude. The dollar index is going to be dropping. FRC is resumed. I'm going to throw the FRC chart up just so we can look at this because I think it's important. Look at FRC. So FRC is at 21 right now, 15s, 21 15s. I think we chop until Wednesday. We might, man. Honestly, the market might just be flat leading up to that. I think we chop until Wednesday. Do you guys think we're sideways until Wednesday? I don't know, man. Market is pulling back. See, look, so we're still in that range. FRC, I'll let you guys know if it gets halted again. Market is definitely choppy right now, but we did dump just now under the volume weighted average price. Wednesday is the rate hike decision. So Wednesday is when they announce how much they're going to raise or lower interest rates for the rate hike decision, which is, again, Wednesday. A very relevant day for market activity. It's going to influence the market big. It's one of those big days that influence the market heavily. Yeah, and again, like, maybe a little bit too much drama at the open, which I think is what they actually want. They want to throw me off my game a little bit. Like, that's the point. Like, most of it stems from, like, jealousy and insecurity. But again, moving forward, we're just going to ban any argument. If they create another account, we're just going to ban it and not even reference it. It's just easier. I got to focus on trading a little bit. And the market just dipped under the volume weighted average price, down to 390.50s, 390.50s. We do our crypto stream at least a couple times a week, usually, Quentin. But it varies, brother. It varies, man. Sometimes we'll do it more. Sometimes we'll do it less. It just depends on what we got going on in crypto, as well as what we got going on this stream as well. Yeah, I think we'll probably do 25. I think 25 is pretty likely, in my opinion, there. But it's definitely not a certainty, though. Like, we could essentially do anything here. I'm up on a Bitcoin short. Hey, congrats, man. Listen, I'm not, Bitcoin can do anything. But Bitcoin's still doing pretty strong over the last few days. I mean, Bitcoin itself has ripped up from 20K all the way up to 28K. So Bitcoin is up 80% in the last 10 days. So Bitcoin has done 80% in 10 days. It's gone from 20K up to 28K. Or no, that's not 80%. I'm sorry. It's gone from 20K. So that is 40%. My bad. 40% in 10 days. Still good. Sorry, my math was wrong. 40%. Which is still very solid. Very solid. It's down how much on the day? 1%, maybe. Whatever that is. FRC started bouts at 20. What chart are you looking at? This is the E-mini. Bought some AMD short on Friday. Hey, nice cow. Yeah, brother. Long days, dude. Long days. Again, Shadow, like I said, man, I'm not really mad at you for shorting Bitcoin, brother. Like, if you think you're pressing buttons with that, like, I don't really, it doesn't, like I said, make your money, brother. Somebody gave me a big donation and they said they were shorting Bitcoin. I'm super happy for them. I think if you're holding Bitcoin, you got to be kind of accumulation. And so short-term fluctuations. It's kind of like when you're investing in something, short-term fluctuations don't matter. And I think that's the way you have to look at Bitcoin. I think if you get too wrapped up in short-term price action or upset about it, I just don't think it's healthy for profit. I think Bitcoin long-term over the last 10 days is up big, Hey, nice. Good trade, Shadow. Nice work, bro. Yeah, so market is completely flat. We've taken a couple trades, but the market is essentially just neutral right now. We're right in the middle of the range. Feels a little weird shorting across multiple days. Yeah, it's not really something that I like. I won't hold on to short positions that long. It's just too much risk. Like, I would rather hold on to long positions after big pullbacks and just ride the momentum back up. Shorts are just risky because anything could happen, and I know anything could happen with long trades too. I have I have like how I trade, and I just kind of stick to how I trade. Works well. Like I said, I'm green on the year doing it, so I'm just gonna keep doing that. Market's too sideways for me to want to trade. If we start to test the top of the range, though, maybe I'll do something. So if we start to go like this, maybe I'll do something. But for now, we're too neutral. We're like right in the middle. Maybe Shadow. Yeah, I hope you're right, bro. I hope we hit up 3. I think if we get back up to 30K plus, I think that's going to be an amazing sign for cryptocurrency as a whole. And I think the banking thing going on now definitely helps Bitcoin. With a lot of people saying, a lot of people are nervous about money getting injected back into the economy. They're speculating that quantitative easing is back. I think the banking stuff going on, I think a lot of people are just migrating over to crypto. Market tested lows just now at the very bottom here. So we will short the small pop we get. See if we flush back down. Oh no, I accidentally just bought 3 contracts. I did not mean to buy 3. See, bro, me and these accidental large positions that I don't really mean to get into, man. Unfortunately, I didn't want 3 contracts here, and I bought it accidentally. And then I should have just cut it immediately. See? Down about 150 on the day. Just completely accidental trades. I wanted to buy 1. I got to start paying attention to my quantity here. But it's all good. But yeah, I got to learn to use that flatten button, man. Where's this flatten button at? I got to learn where this thing is. There it is right there. I got to start using flatten if I buy too many contracts. That's the second time in a week that I've lost over $100 doing that. Second time in a week. Yeah, it's all good. I can laugh at myself a little bit. And again, if my graph didn't look like this, it would be harder. If my graph wasn't like this, it would be kind of harder to accept. But like my graph is still pretty enough to where it's a relatively small inconvenience. But yeah, I certainly don't like it. Yeah, market's chop city. There's just no edge right now. And again, with the rate hike coming out this week, there might be even less of an edge to trade today. Bitcoin under 28K. FRC is pulling all the way back to 20. I'm also looking at Credit Suisse here. Would love to see Tesla make a run towards 200. Yeah, baby. Market started to break the highs of the day here. Just tapped over the highs for a split second. And it was the highs of the day, I think. Yeah, so that was the high of the day. So the market just tapped over that level. But look how choppy we are right now. So we're completely sideways and neutral. It varies, Justin. It's never one consistent number. For whatever reason, winning. I've made an error in one over the last couple of days, but it's certainly not regular, you know. All right, so let me start taking small trades. I'm going to take one contract here at the top of the range. See if we pivot back up and break the high. And start to get into a little green streak. But today's definitely hasn't been that day yet. And so we're going to pivot. Like I think one of the big mistakes that people make is that when they have days like I'm having, which is kind of like a frustrating day with errors, where I'm making some trading mistakes. I think a lot of the mistakes that people make on days like today is that they scale up their size afterwards. They try to win back the losses that they've had on the day. I think that if you can learn something from me in this regard is that like I do the opposite. So like I actually scale down my size. And then if it goes something like I lose more scaling down, then I just kind of stop trading on the day and I walk away. I think learning to walk away is one of the single best things that you can do. Because if you can't walk away, you're always going to need to push more and more until you're just going to destroy your account. And so what I recommend is like if you're frustrated, if you've had like some glitches or errors like I did today specifically, it's probably best to just kind of take a step back and not push too hard. I always kind of consider it like days when I'm able to completely step away and just not worry about it too much. I always consider those wins, even if I'm down in the day, because I know that I'm protecting my account long term. And that's really the mindset that you got to have if you're going to grow. It's the mindset I use on Thinkorswim. It's the mindset I use on Top Step too. And my TOS is nicely green on the year. We've been very accurate with my swing trades. But there's some days that are just not meant to trade. And I think whenever you got big economic releases, there we go. All right, so we just cut, made a little bit just now on that. Wait, we just made some there, just right? Let me see. Okay, yeah, we did. Good. But yeah, weeks ahead of these big economic releases can get tough. You know, they can be hard. Because a lot of traders are apprehensive waiting for the potential move from the rate hikes. And that can cause just choppy action, just sideways movement. Well said. It's hard to walk away when you're losing 100%. And most people actually destroy their accounts by being unable to walk away and doubling down over and over again until their account's gone. You know? And it's just kind of like you get into this zone where you just kind of get super risky and you just click, 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 buy. And then you just kind of deer in headlights as the market just tanks. Again, it's happened to me a number of different times. The only way you can really learn to avoid it is by experiencing it and conditioning yourself to walk away. But it's hard to do. It's not easy to do. Glad I cut that trade just now because market came right back down. Stop talking about me. Hey, it's not just you, bro. It's everybody, dude. I promise you, everybody here understands what I just said without question. Anybody that's day traded, at least. Like, I know we're not just day traders. I actually make more money swing trading by far than I do day trading. My swing trades are way better than my day trades, to be honest. But anybody that's actually day trade knows exactly what I'm talking about. And so again, you got to start looking at it like walking away is a W. Like walking away without giving too much back is a W, you know. Oh, we've all done AB for sure. Yeah, for sure. Yeah, you could range trade, which means like short at the top, cover at the bottom, but we'll see, man. We'll see. Market looks like it's going to bounce too, but I think we're too much at the top of the range. I think a lot of this is dependent on what FRC and Credit Suisse do today. I think there's kind of a magnifying glass on these two. Tesla's almost green. Is it really? I see FRC still sitting right at $20. I see Credit Suisse bouncing up as well, over $1 now. Tesla rip it up. Yeah, you're right. So Tesla just went green on the day up to 180.50 right now. That might drag the market up some too. Tesla's looking pretty solid though, to be honest. Wow, man. Wow, dude. Sorry, I'm checking out something. Crazy probability. There's crazy profitability with that. Sorry, I'm looking at something. Still consolidating, getting a pullback here. I might buy one contract, start it off small here, and then see if we make another test of that high, and then I'll maybe add to it if it does something good, but gotta kind of sit back and be patient here. I'm gonna put my blue blocking glasses on because I see FRC starting to pop back. I see Tesla still over the previous closing price, but we're gonna stick with one contract right now just because I don't trust this at all. All right, so we're in one contract here. The good thing about one contract is that it doesn't matter too much. take 2 contracts now. Make it matter a little bit more. See if we get a retracement pop back up. There's a bullish move. There we go. All right, we just took half off there. Unlocked the rest on the big bounce. Beautiful buy there. We got in just in time. That was a perfect trade just now. We got out right around the top of that candle too. I don't know if it'll keep pushing up more, but you know, definitely like that trade. That trade worked out really, really well. We just made about $40, 40, 50 bucks from it really quickly. Under $100 in losses now in the day. So not bad. No. That's not what I did. I'll show you what I was doing, Pawn. Here, I'll show you right now. It's related to like you'll see. Watch. Hold on. Crazy profitability for this that I'm about to show you. I'm not going to tell anybody this, but here, I'll show you right now. All right, so the market did end up ripping up pretty big here. Market is flying up though, so that upward trend. Tesla SPY still testing 392.50 here. FRC did pop all the way back up over 20. And then I think Credit Suisse is still at $1 here, but I think FRC is helping the market some. So we'll look for a pullback now. We got the move here. We'll look for an actual pullback here. What's the news? All right. There's a couple things going out just now. So ECB President Lagarde reiterated that inflation is projected to remain too high for too long. The ECB policy rates remain the primary tool for setting the monetary policy stance. ECB's Stornomaris says that rate increases are mainly a thing of the past. G7 nations are poised to hold off revisiting oil price cap this week, according to Bloomberg. Putin says he looked at China's proposal for the resolution of the Ukrainian conflict and will discuss it. All right, so we got a little dip here. We kind of missed the dip. And again, let's see what we got. Just kind of trying to be patient where we can. And again, I'm trading on Top Step right now. We'll see if we get a dip. We might be able to buy one more thing. I'll buy one contract here, maybe add a little bit more, take one more swing. But yeah, I'm trading on Top Step, which is a funded account program. And again, this is wildly beneficial for traders. Like if you're a new day trader and you want to learn to day trade without taking on too much risk, say you maybe don't have enough, we're going to go ahead and cut that too. So we got the dip, but say you don't have that much money and you don't have 25K to day trade stocks, right? In the futures market, you can day trade futures, but you can day trade the S&P 500 is what this is. So this is the S&P 500 I'm day trading. You can do so in futures, no PDT restrictions. You can day trade short, no PDT restrictions in futures. And what I'm using right now is a funded account program. So it's the easiest way to get started. It's the cheapest barrier of entry where you can test yourself without taking on too much risk. Now, my Thinkorswim account's got 120K in buying power right now. More than that, I think, right now. Let me see what this got. Yeah, my Thinkorswim account's got about 150,000 in buying power. It's actually got about 40K in it right now. So I've got plenty of buying power on Thinkorswim. So I don't necessarily need to get funded on anything. I can literally buy hundreds of shares of the SPY myself. But for those that don't have that and that want to get involved with day trading without taking on too much risk, these funded account programs are the easiest ways to do it, and they're the cheapest ways. And again, to be fair, I think almost everybody's going to lose these funded account program challenges because most day traders lose money. A large majority of day traders lose money. But that's the point, is that if you put up 10 or 15K yourself, which is what you're going to need to get decent, like, you know, buying power in futures, you're going to lose way more than that in the beginning, at least, as you're learning to trade. And so this is a beautiful way to learn. You have some pressure to succeed, but you're not risking thousands of dollars like you would in stocks, or like you would if you put up 25K in stocks, or you put up 10 or 15K in futures. It's just so much easier to learn this way. You still have some pressure to succeed, but not the full extent. And I think that makes a ton of sense for new traders looking to get started. But they are a sponsor of mine. I'm certainly biased in their favor. Here's the link if you want to check it out. Great way to help support the channel. But again, I'm certainly biased in their favor. Market's ripping up over highs here. Again, we're down like 75, 80 bucks on the day, which is not the end of the world. We're going to probably walk away here. So yeah, like I said, check out Top Step if you haven't yet. Great way to help support your boy in this channel. Also, guys, another one of my sponsors. And again, we try to keep all our plugs to the very end of the stream. And so we do a few plugs in the beginning, but in the first couple hours, we don't plug anything. And so we got a little bit more plugs. We average about one plug every 45 minutes to an hour, which is very reasonable, in my opinion. The radio, you know, you get a commercial, what, every 30 minutes? You know, we're a little bit, we don't do that many here. We do a little bit less than that. And so I think that's very understandable, very reasonable. And again, my big thing here is like, we put out free content. We don't charge for any of our content. We don't sell a course. We don't have any walls behind our content, any paywalls behind it. Everything we put out there is free. I don't claim to be an expert either. I don't act like a guru. Like I said, I do get kind of strict with banning people if y'all are just antagonistic. And so understand that if you want to stick around here, you got to just not argue with me all the time. It's fine to have constructive criticism if the rest of the time you're supportive. But if you're just kind of sitting back waiting to disagree with everything I say, like SJ, you're going to get banned quick, you know. But another one of my sponsors here, guys, is called Chart Prime. Chart Prime is really, really cool. So what it is, it's a trading view indicator service. So here's the SPY on a 1 hour chart. So here's a SPY 1 hour chart. Watch how useful this could be. So I can go to the indicators here and I can look up the market oracle. And this thing is just powerful. And I've been playing with building my own indicators on some stuff, but Chart Prime has got the best indicators in the game, in my opinion. So like, look at this. So this is their market oracle. They give you custom reversal signals. And number one, I can't guarantee you're going to make money. Nobody can. This is purely an indicator service. Nobody can guarantee these are going to work. They are a sponsor of mine. I'm certainly biased in their favor. But look at this, right? Reversal up signal, nice bounce. Bearish engulfing signal. So they show you candlestick patterns as well. And look at this. This literally called the very top. You get a drop. So you got the reversal indicator, correct. The bearish engulfing indicator, correct. Bullish engulfing candle here. And these are over hours. So this is over. They gave the alert here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 hours of green action after this alert. The bearish engulfing candle was here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. 11 hours of green action. And again, we can keep, they're not going to be right every time. So we can keep zooming back here. And see, this one was even right. So here's another reversal signal. You can kind of see 1, 2, 3 hours of green action after that reversal signal. Again, here's another one right here. You got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 green hours after that. The bearish engulfing candle literally at the very top. Look at this one. This one showed the bullish trend after it called it out here over literal days of price action. And again, this is an hourly chart. If we zoom in, we can look at a 1 minute chart as well if you want to use it for day trading too. So like there's an hourly chart. Here's a 1 minute chart. So let's zoom in a little bit and see what this looks like. And so again, look at this. So these are over 1 minute. And again, it called out the reversal here in pre-market. Drop over 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10-minute drop after we got the reversal signal. Here's another one. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6-minute bounce after this downward signal here. Reversal down signal here. We get drops after that one as well. They have all these different tools that you can use, and this is just a small piece of what they offer. It's called Chart Prime. It's a trading view indicator service. The big edge here is that it's cheap. Like this is 35 bucks a month right now. 35 bucks a month. Very cheap. But again, they are a sponsor of mine. I'm certainly biased in their favor. Here's the link. Check it out. If you want to help support your boy here, link for that is in the description. Link for Top Step is in the description as well if you want to check it out. Good luck, guys. Love you all. Y'all be safe. Y'all have a good day. And yeah, not bad. But yeah, good luck, guys. Love you all. Y'all be good. Again, if you want to check out more of this stuff, links in the description. Again, they are sponsors of mine. Hope you guys understand. Tomorrow, we got GameStop earnings. We got opening bell action tomorrow at the bell. Good luck. Y'all be good. I love you all. Yeah, for sure, AV. Sharp Prime's dope, man. But yeah, guys, I'll see you guys later. Good luck.